that is one of the last reminders, Liam Eichenberg, because we tried him at left tackle. We tried him at guard. We were trying to, we gave him every opportunity to be an everyday starter in that thing. And he just, he bounced around on that offensive line, and they're going to stick him in there and stick him there and stick him here. And then we got some guys injured, and he played center. And then, he was okay. He was tough. He played hurt. I get it. And coaches love that. Guys, in today's game that will play really banged up. And then somehow we decided to run it back with him. And we never saw him again. And that has happened way too often. I don't care. And by the way, it's only a couple $1 million. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Like enough of that stuff. Enough. Anyway, with all that said, Ethan, by the way, I think he's got a chance, man. I'm glad to see he's back. Ethan Bonner, and so that's good news. Listen, we're going young. We're going guys got some experience. Going to be some guys coming back that got their feet wet last year. Get another opportunity to come back with a little different defensive scheme, and so what we just, hey, listen, we've got free agency coming up here, and Dolphins going to be doing a lot of watching to see what happens because just as everybody knows, no money. And so it'll be fun to talk about all the guys, and running back class looks strong, and how much will they get, and the quarterback situation, whether it's a starting quarterback or you got to try to find a backup quarterback. There's a lot of names out there that we'll be talking about in the next few days of things that could happen. So anyway, got all that stuff. Canes basketball, great news, up to number 22. Woody, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling a lot better about the big dance, but just waiting, just waiting to see 23-6, 12-4 in ACC, man. Really, really good numbers. And 2 games left before the tournament, and we'll see what happens. But I'm with you, Woody. You want to drink the Kool-Aid, and they should be in good shape without some major collapse. And what he's been able to do with this group of guys is really incredible. It's been another nice story down at the University of Miami. It really has. World Baseball Classic Friday. It's here. We've been talking about it. I tell you what, I think it's they're kind of pumping it up. They had a lot of guys from United States team doing a lot of TV yesterday and talking about it. I think the World Baseball Classic, and I know it kind of throws off spring training for guys, and you worry about guys getting injured because obviously all these countries are taking the best players to represent their country, and they're trying to get insurance and couldn't get insurance. So some guys have decided not to play, but it's a hell of a deal. I don't know if anybody had a chance to see any of Ohtani, Shohei Ohtani going back home. I have never seen a stadium completely packed for batting practice. And Woody, you've seen it. The Shohei Ohtani batting practice is the most impressive batting practice that we have. And nothing against Giancarlo Stanton, who used to hit him, hundreds of miles. This guy.
You think he's the biggest star in any sport right now, worldwide?
He's up there.
Got to be close, right? Some of those soccer
there.
Guys are big around the world. Some tennis guys that are very popular.
No. But Shohei's.
Ohtani's kind of like, especially for a guy who's not from here, like his memorabilia market here is insane. Like people love him here.
Well, they
he's
say
not from
he's
here, obviously, but
the biggest star, obviously, in Japan, and baseball is huge in Japan. Always has been. And by the way, the players coming over here.
I can't remember a baseball player ever being this popular. Right, I know some of those guys in like the steroid era, they're doing the back and forth, all that stuff were very popular, but like I can't remember a guy being this popular.
You might be right. There was a time when baseball was a lot more popular as a sport.
But even going back, like you would know better than I would, but this guy seems like he's on just a completely different level.
That's an interesting one. There have to be some old timers, but for what he's doing in baseball right now on the best team, by the way, and he's clearly. I was kind of wondering when they put all those great players together, Freddie Freeman and all those guys, and he is clearly, make no mistake about it. He carries the big stick when he goes out there for batting practice, whether he's pitching and throwing it 100 miles an hour or whatever. I mean,
what he did in the postseason, that World Series was as riveting a sports series as I've ever seen. That was good. Absolutely thrilling.
Toronto, LA was good for business, and the comeback,
the way Dodgers, that came back in Game 7, like, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, you might be right, man.
But I don't know where he ranks. Like, if you were doing the World Stars,
here's the problem.
Be up there.
Here's the problem. So people don't like baseball or listen right now.
Yeah,
they're going,
like,
you're an idiot. What are you talking about? Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Whatever, LeBron or whatever the sport is that you like.
You would know this better than I would too. Like, I don't know how popular the NFL guys are overseas. I know that the game is popular.
Well, listen,
but the NFL is also not a star-driven league. It's never been. The NFL is like, it's a team league. You root for your team. It's not really dependent on its stars.
Yeah, but the
NBA is
within the sport, though.
I guess baseball, but
within the football game, and you are right, partially right. But people do like stars on all teams, man.
We didn't have too many in the Super Bowl.
No, you're right.
So I just don't think it's. I mean, like the NBA, if you don't have star power in a series, like in a finals, it's like.
But Shohei Ohtani, and then I was just looking at clips of some of those home runs he was hitting, and I mean, it's packed, and the people are taking, and they're just talking about his popularity. He's good for the World Baseball Classic, and Japan's obviously got a very good team, especially if all those pitchers that are pitching well here. I think that's one of the great stories. Japanese pitchers have come over here to dominate, including he got one guy for sure on that team that's nasty good for the Dodgers, and how good he was in the playoffs last year. But it's an interesting one. It'll be at Lone Depot Park starting Friday with a game at 12 and 7, and then they're off and running. So, man, make sure if you don't have tickets, grab them, and it should be a lot of fun. We've got all kinds of stuff going on here. Charles Davis just back from a week, and I mean a full week. If you watched it, CD was doing a lot of work at the Indy Combine, and he's going to join us this morning and talk a little bit about some Canes players and overall everything that he saw. We'll get into just about everything, including maybe the fastest combine we've ever seen was one of the themes for whatever that's worth. And I know that doesn't necessarily do it for you, man, if you're just worried about your team, because you got to have more than just speed. But there were some dudes that were chewing up that 40-yard dash, so we'll get into some of that stuff with him. And then, hey, man, never a time to call teams out on things, but Miami Heat, if you're ever going to make a run to try to get in, whether you're a play-in team or you're not a play-in team, and Bam says we're better than that, and D. Wade says, what are you talking about? You haven't looked that way, and all this stuff. And by the way, hey, Bam's starting to open up as a leader of that team. First of all, Bam's not happy with this talk. And by the way, show me is kind of the next part for Dwayne Wade. You don't have a closer. I'll tell you what, man, I was kind of glad D. Wade said it, because a lot of people have been saying this before D. Wade said it. We don't have a D. Wade on that team. You don't have a guy at the end of the game to take it over and make big shots. And it was interesting to listen to Tyler Hero going, well, we learned a lot from Jimmy Butler. And they threw the Jimmy Butler thing in there. And while they were interviewing him, and I was like, because, Jimmy didn't always want to shoot the ball at the end of games. Remember this thing we went through with Jimmy Butler? And Jimmy Butler had some great games, and I'm not sitting here to bash him. But there are a lot of games where Jimmy Butler, people a little frustrated. Hey, Jimmy, what's with the 7 or 8 shots in a game? Or, Jimmy, what's with it at the end of the game? Letting other guys shoot it. You should be shooting it. You're the friggin' best player. You never had that problem with D. Wade. Never had that problem. Trying to find that kind of guy that can make shots. Now, I know we're talking about a Hall of Fame basketball player. It's kind of like go out and find a Dan Marino, and you realize they don't just grow on trees with those kind of players and how great they are. But talking about a closer, and right now, I'm not worried about that. I'm not even worried. Bam wants to play more with Khalil Ware and says he's talked to Spo about it and made it clear, like, hey, man, I can focus more on my offensive game when he's here. He listens to me. He plays better. He's very coachable for me to help him when we're both out there together. I want to play with another big guy. That's been Bam Adebayo. In last game, 28 minutes for Khalil Ware, 13 points, 15 rebounds, and starting to have a little more production together to the point that Spo's been kind of called out by his best player. But really, you got 2 at Brooklyn. You got 6 or 7 at home. You got to win these games. Brooklyn, the next 2 games, tonight and Thursday, a 15-win team, Brooklyn, you got to win both those games. If you're going to make a run, you got to take care of these kind of games because we're all guilty of looking at schedules going, ooh, and it doesn't always work that way because we've already seen it. I saw they had Houston on there and I go, ooh, this is a bad matchup the way they're playing. They win the game. But you got some teams really struggling coming up on the schedule, and you need to take care of business and get out of this 8 spot, get out of the 7 spot, and not yap about it. Just do it with 21 games left. Ron Rostein will join us later in the show. We'll talk to him about some of these things. And the closer is always an interesting one because it's really easy to go around going, we got to find a closer. And Tyler Hero's kind of awkward because he's on the show and he hadn't played enough. I mean, you got to play to be a closer. And so he's just now coming back. It's just a very interesting topic. But, man, I do know this. You got to win these next 2 games, get 5 games over 500 to start with. Good way to start. Hey, Charles Davis going to join us in this 6 o'clock hour. We're going to go to break here real quickly. But before we do, it is Truck Month at your South Florida Chevy dealers, and they are jacked up, especially about the Chevy Silverado, man. I got to tell you, hey, truck owners out there looking for a pickup that's built for how we work, play, and live in South Florida, you know what I'm talking about. Look no further than award-winning truck lineup from Chevrolet and the legendary Chevy Silverado. And whether you choose a heavy-duty or a light-duty, dependability always comes standard. You don't have to worry about that. If you need a truck, full-time working truck, it's durable as you are, sometimes working 7 days a week, or you still need that truck to get the family around for entertainment and fun on the weekends, boy, they've got that perfect truck for you. Whether you're hauling gear down I-95, you can count on impressive cargo volume and the hardest working bed in the business every mile of the way. And for the weekend warrior, pulling a boat across 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale or towing jet skis to Miami Beach, you can feel confident and in command with loads of power, capability, and advanced camera tech. Everything you need. Whether it's taking the kids to the soccer field or anything else, stop by. Take advantage of some great deals going on right now at your South Florida Chevy dealers. and NFL Network at the draft. At the combine for the whole week, along with all the other guys over there. Do a great job of interviews and all that. If you watch NFL Network, you saw a lot of Charles because he was on all day, every day, and he'll join us coming up here in just a few minutes. We're gonna talk to him, and we'll get into everything, University of Miami guys, as well as all the other things. And what was an unbelievable. I don't read into it too much, like all of a sudden, if you don't have a great combine, that you're not going to get drafted, or if you didn't do stuff, the league's going to be mad that you didn't want to compete with the other guys out there. There's things that have been structured. A lot of the top guys, Mendoza didn't do all the drills and stuff, and the guys that, are the top picks. And then you had some guys that did do everything, that are physically are just complete freaks. And they were out there because they run fast and they jump high and they're strong. I mean, there are some guys off the charts, man, every year. But there was a pretty good group of guys out there that wanted to show it and got after it. But listen, this thing's still going to be a lot about the tapes and how you play against great competition during the year and how you play in the playoffs. And a lot of University of Miami guys didn't do a lot because of that. And playing the long extra schedule with all the extra games to the national championship game. And then some guys did that are trying to get their stock up and wanted to do everything possible. So anyway, we have all that stuff. We got everybody in action tonight. Both the Panthers and the Miami Heat will be back in action tonight. Big games for both of them. Panthers just got to get something going on 3 games left on this road trip, and desperately need to get some wins. Need to pick up the 2 points every time out, and then we'll have a lot of stuff coming up here on the Miami Dolphins as well with everything that's going on. And free agency, man. Free agency is about ready to kick here March 11th, a couple days before. Actually, a lot of these deals will be done before that. Matter of fact, they've already started. If we're to be honest, and we'll talk Charles about this too. The combine is also for general managers and agents to talk about potentially how interested they are in getting deals done and what kind of money we're looking at to get in the ballpark. And of course, the agent's job is to get as many things going as possible, get the price, get more people interested, probably a little BS in there to help, and who you're going to be competing against and what it's going to cost you and all those things going. That's kind of behind the scenes. And then what you see on TV, we're going to talk to Charles Davis about here in just a couple of minutes. So we'll have that for you coming up. So stay with us. We're going to be back with Charles Davis after this real quick break.
It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline Shop. Over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 within Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right. Hey, let's go right to it. We've been talking about the combine. It's over. And nobody had a better seat and was more involved than Charles Davis. His combine coverage all of last week with NFL Network joins us this morning. Charles, thank you, man. Holy smokes, brother. Right off the plane and back with us. Thank you.
Hey, no problem, Joe. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Hey, sitting there and watching you guys, both Rich Eisen, Daniel Jeremiah, yourself, and all the other people that you have, reporters on the sideline. I'm always curious for you, now that you've seen all the drills, you guys are talking about them, and how important are these things, in your opinion, for these players that, like, whether they have an average combine or a great combine with everything they do, or the ones that don't do anything except come out for interviews and to watch?
I think it depends on who you are and what you've put out there prior to. I could give a very trite answer and say it's really important for the guys who aren't very good and not as important for the guys who are very good. But it kind of breaks down that way. So it's very interesting when guys have an approach that maybe is contrary to what their draft status is. Jeremiah Love, the running back Notre Dame, probably just needed to be there, measure, had do interviews. Didn't really need to do anything. Did everything. Yeah. David Bailey, defensive end, edge rusher from Texas Tech. We thought he was really good. 14.5 sacks last year. Heck of a year for Texas Tech. Did everything.
Yeah.
You know? Now, in this era, we don't ding the guys who don't do things.
Right.
Because in the old era, we would. Because in the old era, it would be a very interesting deal. Reuben Bain played an entire season, went to a national championship game. You can understand maybe he's not doing as much. But in the old days, Joe, you know the scouts would be like, you know, Bailey did everything. Bain didn't do anything. Bailey's my guy.
Yeah.
Bain didn't want to compete. That's what was in the old days. We don't have that now. Most people understand and have accepted that the kids get to dictate more to us than we ever than us dictating back to the kids. So that's kind of where this thing breaks down. But even though we don't ding the people, we do probably give it a little extra emphasis to the fact that, you know, David Bailey did everything. Like he went and put it all out there. And then you have to ask other questions as you go along. You find out who had great interviews. Like Caleb Downs from Ohio State didn't do anything, the top-rated safety in the draft. Everyone talked just raving about his interviews, and I can attest to that and co-sign. I sat with him for a radio show, and he walked away, and it was one of those you looked at your partner and went, "Whoa,
right?
That kid's nice. That's special." So all those things kick in on it. So you just kind of throw it into the pot. But as fast as everyone is nowadays, I'm just wondering where are we hitting a limit at all? Because every year now we come back and have the same conversation, Joe. This is the fastest group I've ever seen.
Charles, I'm glad you brought that up. I three guys under 4.3, 21 players under 4.4, 4.39 or better. That used to be, if you were in the threes, man, you were like, hey, man.
Joe, I said on air, and I totally stand by this. We're very much getting to the point where we're looking at 4 or 5 and saying slow time.
Yeah, man.
And 4 or 5 is fast.
Yes, it is. I've never been there. It must be really fast. Hey,
4 or 5 is fast, and that used to be like if you got below 4 or 5, you're like, whoo, he is moving. And now a guy runs into 4 or 5s, and we're like, ooh. He's, maybe. Well, he can go to his pro day. Maybe he can run faster. I mean, it's like, what is wrong with us?
Yeah, no, it's
That's
crazy.
What we've gotten.
Hey, Charles, so I got to ask you, is that 40? Because everybody talks about the 40. I feel like everybody's run a 40 at some point in their life, or like you'll ask a guy how fast. I got high school guys and their fathers I know, and they're trying to get faster 40s, to get recruited by more schools, and they've been told how important it is. So how important is that 40-yard dash for everybody out there?
It's an eye opener. It gives you something to work off of. The youngster out of Arkansas, Mike Washington Jr., the running back, ran the 4.33, and we saw him crying and was emotional and all that. And and I don't downplay that at all. That is in each individual, right? It's going to hit you differently. Remember DK Metcalf, how emotional he was years ago when he ran his 40. And because maybe for some, getting to a certain number goal, maybe they thought they couldn't get there. Maybe they realized running that opens eyes of the pro people to look at you even more for all the rest of your talents. I would have liked to see Mike Washington finish it off by doing his field work, catch the football, show him running routes, running the football through the bags, to see all the rest of it, ride that momentum. But I talked to him personally, and his agent told him to shut it down after the 4.33. Now, this is a guy who's been at 3 schools. I think it was New Mexico State or it was somewhere, New Mexico, somewhere out west, I believe. Then he was at the University of Buffalo, then he was at Arkansas. His best season was at Arkansas in the SEC last year, over 1,000 yards. I would like to have seen him finish it off. But, again, that's a personal thing for me. Like, wow, you were in 4.33. Let's go, man. You're on the radar. Let's do this, because people in the league know Mike Washington. General public, how much the public really knows Mike Washington? 1 year at Arkansas. Not a very good football team. So this would have been a perfect time to just keep going. His agent said, hey, let's shut this thing down. We'll come back to the pro day. But it was important for him because now he is in our conversation like, hey, when you're starting to look for those running backs, which is not a deep field this year, he might rise to be one of the top guys after, obviously, Jeremiah Love, who may very well go in the top 5 now.
Charles, I got to ask you, bring it back to University of Miami a little bit and the quarterback position, watching all those guys throw, except obviously Mendoza. I want to get your take on Carson Beck, who, by the way, had to deal with booze. I know we talked a lot about it yesterday. The Indiana. I don't know why they're so upset. They freaking won the game. But anyway, go.
They won the game.
Yeah.
We all said that during the broadcast. We're like, did they miss the final score?
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
What do you think of Carson Beck and how he threw and where he could fit in with the quarterback class in the draft?
Yeah, I thought he threw it well. It's interesting to me because I thought he was really big. And when I don't say that meaning he was out of shape, because he wasn't. But I said, he's bigger than what I remember. I met him a couple of years ago at the Manning camp. He was still at Georgia. And I remember him as a much more linear, leaner, more of a whip-it build. So I asked our researcher, I said, what is he listed at Georgia all the way through his time at Miami? And he went back and told me 220 his last year at Georgia, listed at 225 this year at Miami. He weighted at 233.
Yeah.
Very, very thick lower body, all right, strong legs, strong frame. I thought he threw it well in the drills. I thought he threw it around. Look, the booing, it didn't bother him in quote unquote, like, he's a major college quarterback. He's dealt with a lot more than that.
Yes. I
did feel like it was very much of a nouveau riche crowd of Indiana people, like, wow, we're really good at football. Guys, it's not a game day. All right. These kids are going through it individually. I don't think they quite have grasped onto the fact that they're part of the elite.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Guys, this isn't the day, right? But did it really bother the kid? No, it really didn't. Would I have liked to have seen him do differently? Yes. But again, at the end of the day, no one is going home. Carson Beck, I'll guarantee, is not at home going, no friggin' Indiana crowd. I think he's kind of like laughing. At least he knows people know who he is.
Yeah.
And that means something too. But I thought I threw it around well. Where does he fit in, Joe? That's going to be interesting.
Well,
because Mendoza's one.
Yeah.
Right? Simpson from Alabama threw it well in his drills. Feels like he's the consensus two, based off of everything I'm seeing and hearing and talking to people. But where does 2 fit? Because to me, 2 isn't until the second round.
Ooh.
But people might move Simpson. I mean, I'm hearing some of my colleagues in the business talk about him being a top 15 pick. And I'm like, okay, tell me who.
Yeah.
Who's doing this? Is someone trading back all the way up into 15 to get it?
Well,
that would be very interesting. As this expression goes, that'd be really rich for my blood. Back in the rest of them, to me, the bidding starts in the second round and probably into the third. Because remember, a few years ago, Kenny Pickett went in the first round by himself. Then the next 2 quarterbacks were not until the third, Malik Willis and Desmond Ridder. Are we having one of those years, or do people get antsy and start, oh wow, I got to get my guy before someone else does. I better go. And maybe that boosts people into the second round. But I don't think the movement starts until 2. I don't see Carson Beck before round 2. And I feel like Garrett Nussmeier, Kalen Green to open up some eyes. Will someone go higher to get him because there's a lot of fifth-round grades on him prior to the combine and he blew it up? Does someone go get him because of his athleticism? You know, whoever else you want to throw in there.
Yeah.
It feels like the third round could be a heavy quarterback round.
So Charles, the other one that came out of UM, a guy that happened to know his mom and dad, and that's Ruben Bain, and great kid.
Yep.
Just everything good about football is Ruben Bain. The short arms thing pops up, and I could see he was getting frustrated. He got hit the whole time he was there about the arms and short arms and how it's going to affect. Is this, people are saying it could drop him in the draft? And by the way, it looks like a really good class of pass rushers. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good class of pass rushers, but not such an elite class of pass rushers that because of his arm length, people get to bypass it. You know, David Bailey and he are probably neck and neck. But remember, you got to throw in Arvell Reese from Ohio State as an off-the-ball linebacker, but he's projecting like Micah Parsons to go to the edge. So it's a projection more for Reese than it is he absolutely is. But everyone I talk to is like, if I'm drafting him this high, I'm drafting him to rush the passer. So those are your top three, right? That this is where the argument is. Are you taking Reese for the potential that you think he's going to do? You're taking Bailey and Bain for the production that you have seen. Is Bain and the arm length a real issue for you? You know, all those things that kick in. I can understand him being frustrated, and I get it. I don't think it's going to drop him as deep as maybe up in other years if you have other pass rushers who are all fitting the measurements. Right. I don't see that because the production's there. He can go inside on the sub packages and rush. Some people think he can go inside on more of a full-time basis and be a defensive tackle, could be a really good interior pass rusher over those guards. All those things will kick in. I still don't see him really getting out of the top 10. I just don't. Arm length, take it out. But the problem he ran into is Will Campbell on offense.
Yeah.
Struggled in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, and he had the arm length issues going into the draft. That was not hey, after the draft, you realize his arm? No, everyone talked about it ahead of time.
Yes.
It was a major discussion point, and he still went number 4 overall, and it had a pretty decent rookie season. But when the lights were brightest and the hottest part of the season, he came back from injury and struggled throughout the playoffs. It wasn't just the Super Bowl. It was the playoffs. The entire playoffs was a struggle for him. That became a talking point, and it works on both sides, offensive line, defensive line. Arm length is an issue in terms of can you lock out, get someone off of you, and shed that person. If you can't because of your arm length, it's tough. And by the way, the last pass rusher with arm length like Ruben Bain, who had double-digit sacks, 1987.
Wow.
So that's going to go into the hopper, guys.
Yeah.
That's people have to decide. Is this good for me, bad for me? Do I go on past experience, or do I go on when I turn on the tape, that guy was dominating people?
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be more of the latter than it is the former.
How about Mesidor, his sidekick on the other side? I know he didn't do a lot of the drills, and also he's 24 years old, I think. What's your take on Mesidor? What are people saying?
Joe, it used to be when you were 24, 25, there's a phrase all scouts used, and you saw it in all the reports, that said overaged. Because now they think that your ceiling is much, much lower. He's not going to get that much better. This is the best we're going to get at, that sort of thing. That kind of has been thrown out the window. COVID, extra years, the whole deal. He's going in the first round, okay? And I think he's going to be more of a 4-3 defensive end than he is a 3-4 guy who can stand up and do more things. I feel like his hand in the ground rushing the passer is his sweet spot. So teams that like to play with more 4-down linemen across the front are going to have a lot of interest in him. Like a new Robert Saleh with Tennessee Titans, that's the engine that drives it. The issue, though, is Robert Saleh's picking at 4.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't think Mesidor is going at 4.
Right.
But Detroit is picking at 17. They're a defensive front that uses 4, and Aiden Hudson needs a running mate. He needs some help. That kind of fits. So those are the teams to me that I'm looking at going, that's where he starts to fit. And 17, 18, 19, somewhere in that neighborhood seems to kind of be the area where I would expect him to start to come off the board.
In general, before I let you run here, deepest positions besides all the great speed, but just position-wise, what looks the deepest? And I'm being selfish thinking about the Dolphins, who are really heavy into this draft.
Edge rusher, defensive line guys we talked about, even the interior guys, really deep. Wide receivers, it'll be deep until we quit playing football if we keep throwing it around the way we throw it around. Every year we say the same thing. Very, very deep wide receivers. Secondary, corners and safeties as a combo, not bad. Not bad at all. Probably more safeties this year on a higher level than maybe we've had in the past. But the edge rusher, interior defensive line, and wide receivers are going to lead the charge. And you can find a good number of offensive linemen in this draft too. A lot of conversion guys. You know, Adelby Lemieux from Dartmouth can be the new J.C. Tretter. Remember J.C. Tretter from Cornell?
Yeah.
Came out and became a very good center in the NFL. Lemieux was a left tackle, 1AA All-American. Guess what? I think he's going to convert to center, probably go in the middle rounds, 4th, 5th round, and be a starter for someone. You know, it's going to be something like that.
Well, I got to tell you, hey, Charles, you also, before, I lied to you. Malik Willis, you had been around him a little bit for preseason football and stuff. What's your take on Malik Willis and his popularity for this free agency?
Exceptional young man from day one. Met his pops. You understood very quickly, okay, this is a great family, it's a great group of people. The Tennessee situation was a tough one for him because they were still in the remnants of trying to be a legit team, right? Trying to be somebody there. Tannehill injured. The best that he had was starting to leach out of him. You know, it was right into closing days, and then they remember they made the big mistake. We're going to fire Mike Vrabel. Things aren't working, that sort of deal. He was thrown out there. It didn't work well. Gets to Green Bay. Remember, Tennessee let him go essentially for almost nothing. Lets him get to Green Bay, and it worked, and gets him Matt LaFleur, and starts out where he is a hold-the-line quarterback. Joe, go out there, hand it off, don't make mistakes. And over time, he became a guy they trusted more. And then by the end of last season, hey, let's go win a game with Malik Willis. Yeah. He's going to make a lot of money for someone this year as a free agent. I'm happy for him. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, though, because we've seen this so many times where small samples with backup quarterbacks, we get excited, and then you get the full dose. I hope it goes better for him than it did for Charlie Whitehurst, for Matt Flynn, for, you know, we could go on and on with those guys we get all excited about and go, and, so we'll see. But the kid has really come along and put himself in a really great position with some good play in Green Bay.
Charles, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. I swear I'm going to leave you alone now for a while. Thank you.
Yeah, please. Joe, you never have to worry about that. It's always great to talk with you, and I hope I've helped a little bit.
Thanks, man. Good stuff today. Appreciate it. Charles Davis, NFL on CBS, and, of course, working NFL Network on the Combine over the last week, joining us this morning, talk a little bit. Hey, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning. I got to tell you about Recovery Unplugged. A new year means a fresh start, new goals, and a chance to reset. And if your mental health needs a comeback season, got yourself in a funk and just can't get out of it, not bouncing back like you used to, even your friends are concerned, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. Dr. Barry and his staff are ready to do great work for you. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplugged.com. New year, how about a new you? Recovery Unplugged, heal out loud.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than the Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who'll be in Jersey tonight to play the Devils. The puck drops at 7. The game can be heard on 560 AM. Over to Hoops and the Heat, who will host the Nets. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And yesterday, the Canes made their first appearance in the top 25, coming in at 22 in the AP poll and 23 in the coaches poll. Miami will play at SMU tomorrow night. And of the Dolphins, who announced they're releasing offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg, and they tendered a contract to cornerback Ethan Bonner. Joe, back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And I want to thank Charles Davis for joining us after a long week with NFL Network on the Combine coverage last week, all week long. And so anyway, and there's a lot more stuff I wish we didn't have time to get to with the Combine and everything around it. But we'll have plenty of time to talk about positions and interest. And Charles Davis also does the games in the offseason for Tennessee Titans. So he was with Malik Willis first couple of years out there as well. So anyway, I wanted to get to some of that stuff, but also got a lot of other stuff going on. I tell you one thing before we get into all the local stuff, and we got playing. This is actually a great time of the year, and events that I enjoy. I think the World Baseball Classic is one of the greatest things baseball did. I really do. The energy level, what you get in the regular season and what you get when you go to Lone Depot Park to watch these games is completely different. And some of the combinations of people that of countries and how passionate the baseball is for some of these places. And all of a sudden, man, if you get in the finals and you get down here and you get that game with Venezuela and Dominican Republic, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a tough ticket to get wild. It's gonna be like an all-star game with the players that both those countries have produced for this tournament. By the way, World Baseball Classic starts Friday at Lone Depot Park. So and then you got games rolling two a day there. It's gonna be fun. It's a lot of fun. And then, hey, Miami Open is coming. Indian Wells is underway. That means we're on deck, man. They're out on the West Coast right now, and stay healthy and plan on coming out here, man, to the Miami Open. And hopefully we get good news on that. Everybody stays healthy, and we get the full field of great players from around the world that will top ranked players coming here for the tournament. That's right around the corner. So that's it's gonna be great. Ticket sales are way up, man. That thing has become everybody talked about, they left Key Biscayne, and the numbers have skyrocketed in tennis on what they've been able to do out there. So and they turned into a great party. If you haven't been out there, I can just talk for the casual tennis fan, but if you go on the weekends at night, it's a hell of a party. If you just want to go out and have a few drinks and walk around and watch the matches on the outside, and you can get a little loud and enjoy yourself. It's got a little bit of everything besides stadium court and all the top matches you get from some of your favorite players from around the world. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff. All right, so we got some big games coming up. Boy, the Panthers have obviously dug a hole here and got some guys back. Didn't get Barkov back, but got some guys back. But they got 3 games left on this road trip. They lost the first game and got to get some wins. Now it's just put some wins together. And this thing with Barkov coming back, he said he's going to be back soon and all that. If they don't make a run at this thing, it makes no sense to bring him back. If you're back 6, 7, 8 points and then try to bring him back, man, you'd love to have him, but pace, man. And again, I don't know about cutting on grass versus the ice and everything. Everybody is just that Barkov has just worked his butt off, which I'm not surprised if you know the character of Barkov and his greatness. You know, he wants to get back. But I got to tell you, man, unless they're basically looking like they've got that 8 spot, Markoff's not going to see 1 minute of playing time for me in these games unless they're even, I don't know, maybe a couple of points out and he can help them and, got some. But if this thing continues the way it is, let's just get him ready for next year and let him get the full year in and bring him back at 100%. Let's talk about the Heat for a second. Ron Rostein is going to join us a little bit later on. We'll talk to Ron. You're 32-29. You're in that 8 spot. That 8 spot that Bam says we shouldn't be in. He says we're better than that 8 spot. This play-in thing's a joke. We should be better. And Bam's been very open about the personality of this team, the good and the bad, and you don't know what you're going to get from night to night. Bam's been very open about that as a leader of this team. Bam's also made it very clear recently he wants to play with Khalil Ware. He says, I have a relationship. I can talk to Spo about this. I want to play with Khalil Ware. It helps me with my offensive game. I can put more energy to being a better offensive player when I've got him with me. He listens to me. We got a great relationship, and I feel we're a much better team when I got the two bigs are out here together, and I don't have to do as much defensively, and I get help from him. I get it. We've been saying the same thing. But now you're hearing it from a key guy. And so 28 minutes last game, 13 points, 15 rebounds. They played really well together. And we'll see if it continues or Spo's stubborn about this or gets into his matchups or doesn't see what he likes early and pulls them out, whatever it could be. Anyway, we'll talk to Ron about some of that stuff a little bit later on. But I do know one thing. You got Brooklyn for 2 games. They got 15 wins. You got to beat Brooklyn twice. Not once and then not have an off game or they beat you at the end of the game on some wild shot. You need to win both those games. It gets 5 games over. You got 6 of 7 at home. It's got to happen. I don't care who's playing, who's not playing. Tyler's starting, Tyler off. You got to win these games. You have to put together, especially in home games. And the goal's got to be to get this thing 8, 9, 10 games over 500. And honestly, that should be good enough to get you in that 6th spot. I don't know if anybody caught this, but Dwayne Wade on his show, where are they working for NBC? If I'm not mistaken, I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
NBC, he's at NBC now and UD. So they got into the whole Heat thing and said they don't have a closer. Well, obviously, a couple of guys on the team aren't going to be excited to hear we don't have a closer, but they got closed out by a couple of teams, right? 7-0 run at the end of one game, 16-2 run to finish another game, and they end up losing both those games on the road. And so, and I get these guys. It's kind of like this whole thing with we got to go find a Marino. Well, we're not going to find one. And we may not find a Dwayne Wade. But I thought it was great Dwayne came out and said that stuff. And I guess Bam wasn't overly excited about his comments and said, hey, we're not a play-in team. We're better than that. And D Wade's like, show me. Really? I haven't seen it. What are you talking about? So this will be interesting to see what this team's going to play like to finish this thing out on both sides. Both coaches are considered 2 of the best. It's hard to sit here and be critical when every year Spo comes out and he's voted the best coach in the NBA. Paul Maurice done a great job. To me, that team is on. You want to talk about the hall pass? I know it used to be always the Heat team was on the hall pass or what they've done, what Pat Riley's done. The hall pass belongs up in Broward County right now with a team and a general manager that tried to re-sign and did re-sign a core of their players and said, we're going to run this back. We're going to try to do it again. Didn't worry about age, didn't worry about adding a couple of years, said we're going to go for it. And then they got hit. They got hit with the worst injury possible. One guy, if I told you one guy to start the year in camp that you didn't want to lose, it'd be Barkov every day of the week. Nothing against all the other 4 or 5 core guys that are really good, that, top players, but it's Barkov every day of the week. So you get hit with that one, and you can't replace him. He does so many things, just impossible to replace. We also found out some of the guys they've had to call up probably shouldn't be playing. We've had a couple other high draft picks hoping they'd come into their own. They haven't. And the core's playing pretty good when they play, but that's been a banged-up group. It's caught up. All these games they've played and all the playoff games and extra games. And so now they're in this situation. There ain't nobody out there whining and bitching after 3 straight trips to the Stanley Cup Finals, winning 2 championships in back-to-back years, the last 2, going to be getting on anything they do. But it will be interesting with the trade deadline coming up. One guy, I'm not sure how to feel about this, to be honest. Jamie, I'm going to ask you about this one. Big Bob. Big Bob, we've been through one of the great roller coasters with Big Bob of all time. Before Paul Maurice got here, they wanted to get rid of him. They would have taken a bag of donuts to get rid of Big Bob.
I was on the team of let's get rid of Bob, like when he first started back in like 2020 when they first signed him. And then, like you said, it's been a roller coaster because then he was awesome when on those Stanley Cup runs, and now he's kind of getting old and hasn't been playing well this season. But I don't see them moving on from Bob. I see him taking a team-friendly deal and finishing his career in Florida.
Huh.
Because I don't know. How do you get rid of a guy like that?
No. Listen, man. He has
been to 3.
How many great games has he had in those playoffs?
He's been your
all
rock
3
down there.
Yeah.
I don't see them selling Bob at the deadline. I saw a report that he could sign a 2-year team-friendly deal after this season, and
we know he loves playing here.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to be traded. He made it clear, I don't want to go anywhere.
And he hasn't had his best year, but I mean, like you were saying, this team's decimated with injuries right now.
Yeah,
I mean, like the Barkov one, obviously that's the worst one you could possibly have, but not having Seth Jones for that long, he's a key defensive piece on this team.
Supposed to be back any day now.
You missed
early March.
Kulikov for most of the season. He's a key defensive piece. I mean, this team just up and down the lineup has been torn apart, and Seth Jones was at least keeping you guys afloat. They were 1 point out of the playoffs when he was healthy, and then he missed a couple games. Now they're 8 points out of the playoffs, and the wheels have completely fallen off.
Yeah. Well, listen, they gotta put some wins together. They seem like they're still really confident they can get this done. But all the things we've seen recently, like we are the ones who used to score the goal with 30 seconds left to win games, right? And everybody's doing it to us right now. And so it's been a little different situation for sure. All right, so anyway, that's where we are on the Panthers right now, and of course the Miami Heat as well with everything. So we've got NFL free agency. We're not going to be players. Kind of weird to know free agency's coming, and due to the circumstances that everybody's been talking about for the last month, without breaking it all down and boring you to death again, we are in cap hell, and you've got to be under a certain number. I believe it's $301 million on the start of free agency. Every team has to be at that number. And so you're going to see a lot of guys getting cut. It's already started. We saw some trades yesterday. Again, nothing to do with the Dolphins, but the Texans were very aggressive. They went out and got running back David Montgomery from Detroit, damn good running back, for a 4th and a 7th and a backup offensive lineman. Then the Texans traded right tackle Titus Howard to the Browns for a 5th-round pick. And then we're going to see a lot of cuts. We're going to start seeing guys that teams think they can find a guy to replace them through the draft. Jawan Taylor, right tackle. He should nickname himself Jawan Penalty Taylor because that dude had more penalties. Did you see the number of penalties he ended up with last year? 49? 49 penalties?
tough. He's a Florida Gator.
Come on.
Too.
I mean, hey, man, it's like, hey, hurry up and get your 3 penalties this game out of the way. First of all, he couldn't line up on the ball. Anybody ever been called more for not lining up on the ball? The guy played so far off. That's I thought it was a mistake. I thought, no, that was in his career. He had 49 penalties. No, that was last year. Jeez. So anyway, we're going to see a lot of guys getting released here coming up. And then with free agency starting up and the winners so far were there, the Titans have $94 million. Raiders have $89 million. The Jets have $88 million. Chargers, Mike McDaniel, $85 million. They got a lot of money to try to jump in the party here. And the Seahawks have $59 million, although they got a lot of really good players that they're trying to re-sign. They're going to run this thing back. So that's where you are, man, with this thing getting right around the corner. March 11th, every team's got to be on that number. And by the way, it opens up a few days before that to start negotiating deals so they can be done by March 11th. So that's where you are on all that stuff. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. And want to thank you all for being with us this morning and hanging out. We've got a little bit more from University of Miami stuff we'll talk about as well. But right now, I want to talk about a president that I really like, man, because she stands for something that's really important in a business that has a real bad reputation. Let's be honest. Air conditioning companies, you just you don't know who to trust, really. You have no idea. Well, I got to tell you, President Melissa Dave Arona, the president of Chill Zone Air Conditioning, does things a little different. She takes all the calls. How about that one? She takes all the calls, handles all the calls. So you're talking to the person that's been in this business for more than 20 years, and they cover all of South Florida, whether you need a new air conditioning unit, whether you need the one you have fixed. It's not a problem. All the people have been with them for a long time. It's family-owned and operated. It's got great service for you and know how to take great care of you. Covering all of South Florida, installations, repairs, duct cleaning. They do it all. And again, you go right to the head person every day. When that phone rings, she's the one that's going to take care of it for you and get it done. So if you're not real happy, let's be honest. A lot of people, the air conditioning company you're using right now, you're not real happy with, and I get it. Wait a second. It wasn't supposed to be that. Now you're telling me I need a new air conditioning unit, or I need a new air conditioning unit. How long is it going to take? How much is it? If you're going through some of these things right now and didn't feel real good about your service, hey, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Go to chillzoneac.com. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. Call 786-378-2778. Again, Melissa, going to be waiting for your call.
How would you like to see Metallica, the friend at the Sphere in Las Vegas? All you have to do is listen to WQAM on the app to enter. Log into the free Odyssey app from now until March 8th and listen for 1 hour or more, and you'll have a chance to win. Come back the next day, and you'll get another chance to win. One chance per day. Winner receives airfare for 2, 3 nights hotel stay, and tickets to see Metallica at the Sphere in October. All thanks to Q Prime. For more info, go to Metallica.com. This is a national contest, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you. And hopefully we have a lucky winner.
Those are tough tickets, by the way. I saw people melting down on Twitter yesterday trying to get tickets to that thing. They had like a big pre-sale.
Yeah.
So, tough ticket.
Yeah.
Speaking of tough tickets, we got Heat and Pistons to give away.
Oh, my God. I thought, man, it was Pistons yesterday. You going to the Celtics now?
Pistons actually better. So
how the hell do Celtics keep winning with that group? I'm being dead serious. Jaylen Brown didn't play yesterday. They crushed Milwaukee with
Milwaukee
Giannis back.
Good, but
no, I understand that.
Celtics,
they win a lot of games.
Celtics are good.
That's hell of a story.
Winning culture over there, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know either, but they're pretty damn good. Jaylen Brown's messing around with trying to be an MVP. He's acting like one right now. They got some guys playing great. Put them in there, man, and they find ways to win. That's been a hell of a story for everybody. Thought they were.
Tatum's teasing a comeback too.
Team's playing well. Look like they're going to be a top 3 or 4 seed.
Don't want to come back too soon from that thing.
Yeah, man. No, man. Hey, Barkov, Tatum, I'm with you. A lot of money. Want them back healthy next year, but at the same time, you don't want to waste it. You don't want to waste it if you think you got a shot. Then that's when the coach looks at the doctor and goes, "It's your call, but you better be right."
Yeah.
Right? He says, "It's on you. What do you think? What's the percentage?" Like doctor, I don't know. Hell, it could, could happen again, but he looks like he's. Yeah, that's a tough one, boy. That's a tough one because they all of a sudden you get those guys back, and Tatum looks almost 100% going into these playoffs, and they've still got a little time left, right? Still got another month. Boy, that's an interesting call to make. I guess the agent gets involved, everybody gets involved in that one, but hell, you get him back with the way everybody else is playing right now in their roles. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good little story right there for a team that everybody thought was going to be just horrible this year. Hey, speaking of that, we want to talk a little bit about the Dolphins and keeping the small core of guys on this team. And again, the money situation for extensions. I'm guessing the team would love to get some deals done, especially Jordan Brooks and Aaron Brewer and Devon Achan's going to be next to try to get something with those guys. You want to keep your really good players, and those guys were really good at their positions. You could argue those 3 were top 3 at their positions in the whole league, all 3 of them, middle linebacker, center, and running back. Achan just coming off a really good season, really stayed durable, and was really good. Trying to get those done, and still got to clean this up. Got to pay the debt on this cap that's still sitting out there. Now, the other thing that's popped up is this Tua thing. It's going to be every day, and everybody's trying to break the story on everybody else, and they're going to release them, and this is when they're going to release them, and these are the teams that are probably going to be interested. And so the Falcons, if there is a team, to me, just looking at all the teams he played against last year, he had one of his best games against Falcons. That was the second win of the season for the Dolphins, 34-10. They just smoked Atlanta, who had already beaten the Buffalo Bills last year. And you're like, wow, this can be a tough out. Tua was 20 for 26 in that game, 205 yards and 4 touchdowns, threw 4 touchdown passes in that game. So I guess I could see if there's a team that might make sense, might be the Falcons. That might be the team. The other team everybody keeps talking about, I went back and was just looking at the comments. Tua doesn't unload on too many people. I give him credit there. He even was biting his tongue for a long time before he finally went off on Brian Flores, defensive coordinator, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, now the coordinator with Minnesota. Some of the stuff that was said, and I get one's a defensive coordinator and wouldn't have to see Tua, but you're still, doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I get it, grown ass men, and it's a business, and you got to do what you got to do, and I just don't see Tua going to Minnesota Vikings if and when the Dolphins let him go. I just don't. Woody, I know we're not in the drama soap opera business in the NFL, but there was some pretty harsh things said about Brian Flores, a terrible person and bad guy, and Brian came out and said, I've learned, and and sorry he feels that way, and all the things everybody's trying to say, and I'm just not sure that Vikings saying, hey, listen, I think that Vikings job's for a veteran quarterback coming in. I could see a lot of guys going, I know I can beat J.J. McCarthy out. I get it too, and it's open, and they're not sure he's the guy. There's, it's been a couple years now, and injury and not playing well in injury, and people are starting to say, hey, J.J. might not be the answer, and we let the first answer go out the door to Seattle. Now we got to find a guy so we don't throw our season away with all these weapons we have on offense. But
I don't know that anyone picks him up, man. I'll be very intrigued to see that. And once the Dolphins finally throw him off the team, we'll see if I think there's just too much risk, to be honest. Like, I don't think he'd be a good backup.
You think there's just too many teams that are afraid he's going to get injured?
I think that's a problem.
Maybe.
I think the fact that you have to do, make a new offense for him is a problem. Right? Because what team can you just take him and plug him in? That's the whole point of the backup, isn't it? He's supposed to be similar to your starter. You can just kind of plug him in.
Right. You want to get a guy fits your system the best.
He fits no system. So I don't know, man. I don't know that he gets picked up right away, to be quite honest. But
so
that'd be very interesting to see. Because we always had this discussion. Remember when we were going over the fifth-year option thing? Like, would any other team be interested in this guy?
Yeah. Who's going to give him the money we gave him? And the answer was no one. Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
but we gave
we'll never know, but probably no one.
Anyway, we got such a shortage of quarterback. I think he's going to get a chance to start again. I do.
That seems unlikely, but
and I'll tell you why. I'm just going to tell you just the shortage numbers. There were some bad quarterbacks played last year. There were some really bad guys that had to end up playing.
Yeah.
And you're bringing a guy. I mean, that should never happen. Nothing against Phillip Rivers, and I've heard all the old guys that like him say, "Oh, it was just played his ass off," and like, no, it's just a bad look. The league is that bad that you got to go out and get a guy that was up for the Hall of Fame. He's been out of the league for 5 years.
Just needed insurance.
And again, so you got your 4, 5, or 6 quarterbacks short in the league right now for starters. Then you go to the backups. You want to ask a team about a backup problem? Why don't you go back and look at the Colts, what happened when Daniel Jones went down? What if I'm not mistaken, they didn't win another game. They lost every game and went from first place, best record in the AFC, or tied for the best record. I think they had like 2 losses at the time. They didn't win another game. Lost every game. There's a shortage of those guys too. So again, but you might be right. There might be people going, hey, he ain't getting hurt on my watch. I'm not going to be part of that story.
Well, I don't think it's that. I mean, I think it's more of that he just doesn't fit anywhere.
Well, I got to tell you, he's got to get whatever little bit of arm strength he had. He lost last year. I don't know what happened. Omar thinks he got injured and they kind of covered up for it. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't buy, because like, why, if he did get injured, why wouldn't you have just said he's hurt and shut him down? Like, that would have made the most sense.
Yeah.
To bench him and basically say, you're benching him because he stinks and throwing with into the third string spot, that doesn't do you any. Like, that's a disservice to your organization.
No, well,
right?
well,
Like,
listen, it just
that wouldn't make any sense
after that Monday night game and everything that was bad, and Troy Aikman going off on the coach and the quarterback for their play in that game, especially getting smoked in that third quarter, which was one of the themes of last year was the third quarter.
I mean, you think they were scared of teams thinking he was hurt again? Like,
I just think
know.
I never even thought about him being injured. I thought he lost confidence.
Well, something did happen to his arm.
Yeah, he didn't throw it as well. Yeah.
I know Omar keeps saying his arm died. It's like, was he 27?
So the thing that really got me, I think he had his 28th birthday, didn't he? Yesterday was a 28th
Oh, yeah,
birthday.
he just turned 28. Okay, so that seems a little young for your arm to just die. But
I got to tell you, it's weird. He never, very seldom, when he warms up, ever lets it rip. Everything is soft toss. It's just a nice, easy throw. He never lets it go. I mean, you throw a couple and put some extra air down the sideline when the guys are jogging down the side. And I always I wonder if something's wrong. Then the play before half, I don't remember what game it was, but he took a sack, and he didn't have to take the sack. He could have let it go.
Talking about the one where he had to throw 50 yards. But he can't. I mean, he can't physically. He can't do that.
So then that had to be it. That was that. By the way, the guys on TV said that.
I mean, you can throw the backup in there, and it's over, man. It's over.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, it's definitely over. He's gone.
There's a shortage of guys, though. There's such a shortage of quarterbacks right now. We just saw two teams, and one the Jets and two the Colts, that went through between them 6 or 7 quarterbacks. I mean, that rookie free agent quarterback the Jets threw out there. You talk about deer in headlights. Remember that? Taylor got hurt in our game. He pulled his groin or got hurt or got tackled. He left the game early. And you talk about a guy going, I didn't know I was going to play. Because you don't get the starter gets all the snaps in practice. And that was a rough situation there, man. That was not ideal by any means. That was not. All right. Hey, we got more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on and sitting here talking about all these different things. The Liam Eichenberg deal, too, is just a reminder, hopefully one of the last reminders of it didn't work out. It didn't. Overall, it just didn't. We moved up in the second round to take him. The guy had a zillion starts and I thought for sure he had so many starts at left tackle in Notre Dame, 30-something starts, if I'm not mistaken, like 3 years of starts at left tackle at Notre Dame. You hear that usually at Wisconsin or Notre Dame, not to stereotype the schools that seem to be really good on the offensive line, but you go, man, he's going to be really good here. And they kind of bounced him at guard. They tried him at tackle and didn't go well. They tried him at guard. It didn't go well. Gave him kind of a backup role for everything. Then he played center. We had some centers go down, and he did a okay job filling in. But the injuries. And then I don't know what happened. He got hurt in the offseason. People thought maybe he'd be back for the year, and that was one of the – we were, by the way, great the last couple of years of telling everybody guys are going to be back. And whatever they were supposed to be back, they came back like a lot later or didn't come back at all. But that one, we might have waited a little bit too long on Liam Eichenberg. Nice guy, good guy. Just, man, that was rough. So that's over with the new sheriff in town. Hey, I'll tell you what's right around the corner. Hurricane season is right around the corner, man. And as Chev says at Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing, there's only one thing you can do. You never know when we're going to get hit with the big one down here. We've been lucky the last couple years, but there is one thing you can do, and that's protect your home with Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. You got an old leaky roof, replace your old roof. Now you can pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. And you can save big on their legendary state-of-the-art Impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed, if that will help you out. So don't ever go, I'm going to wait another year and save up my money. Let Loctite help you right now. Don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. Covering all of South Florida. Got a great staff to answer all your questions. Get the process started with very competitive prices at Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing.
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, Joe, we had what could be a first here in the NBA. Trae Young was ejected from a game before actually playing for his new team here. I don't know if you saw this. So he was ejected from the bench in Monday night's loss.
See that.
Yeah, it's very strange. He has not played yet, but still managed to get himself thrown out of a game.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Walked onto the court, complained.
Do you think that was weird that he asked to be traded from Atlanta to Washington? Like, nobody asked to go to Washington.
I don't know what he's okay. You know, he's middle of the road type of guy, right?
He got hot
Not
there
sure how
for a
much he
little
impacts
while.
winning.
Was that 2 years ago in the playoffs or something? He was hitting bombs but he
did that in college, you know.
He goes cold though too. I mean, it works both ways, yeah.
But very strange there to get
that
out
was
before you make your debut. All right, Joe, we had a Michael Jordan 1-of-1 Bulls card here. This is a very significant card that just sold. It is the first ever created 1-of-1 Jordan card. It's a 1997 Ultra Jordan Masterpiece, graded a PSA 8, and it was just sold for $2.1 million at Heritage Auctions.
Damn.
The first ever 1-of-1 Jordan in the modern 1-of-1 era.
You ever kind of wonder, like MJ's place up there on his own private golf course that he has now and everything. I always wonder, like, if you were to go to Michael Jordan's house, like, does he have all this stuff? He must have all this stuff everybody's selling.
Mm-hmm.
He must have some of the same pieces that he just kept for himself. Because that he's giving his old shoes when he was playing.
Yeah,
to
it
the
seems like
security
he gave a lot of it
guy.
away, right?
Yeah, he did. A lot of guys got rich.
And now everyone's selling it, yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine some of the stuff he must have kept, though? My God. Jeez, that's crazy.
We should go up there one day and just wait outside his house, see if he comes out. You know where his house is?
Bring
some basketballs and some
I have no
Sharpies.
idea.
What do you think?
But I heard his golf course is spectacular. Everything.
Yeah, I would think it's probably pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Paramount has planned to merge streaming services with HBO Max after this big, they had that big merger deal with Warner here.
Yeah.
So now the two major streaming services will become one as part of Paramount's planned $110 billion takeover of Warner Brothers, which of course has TNT involved in that too. So we may end up getting one service here or two services for the price of one. I doubt that will end up happening. They will have, Joe, when this thing merges together, over 200 million direct-to-consumer subscribers. Do you have any idea how many Netflix has?
I don't know. They're all over the freaking
Netflix
world.
has 325 million subscribers.
Wow.
That is the largest major platform in the U.S. Yep.
I'd love to know what we spend.
I think Netflix has gotten close to $30 a month, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but you buy the movies and
you get it all. So that will so you'll have 200 million on the Paramount new app, whatever that ends up being called. You have around the same number for the Disney Plus bundle deal here, and Peacock has 44 million subscribers.
Wow,
coming in last there.
Just get them all, Woody. How many of those do you have, Wood?
How many do I pay for myself?
Yeah.
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I have them all. But I think we only pay for a fraction of them.
Why is that?
You got to make friends, man. You got to have friends out there. Come on now. You don't think the group's out there not sharing passwords? Come on. Just do it until you get caught.
Oh, man.
It's too expensive.
Well, I know who pays. I know everybody's using ours, but I know who's paying for it. Me.
Yeah.
We got everything. She tells me the other night, I'm watching a movie, and I go, oh, man. She goes, oh, we have that. We can watch that. We have that too? That was my reaction. We have that one too? We using it a lot? We getting our money's worth?
That platinum card's getting a workout, huh?
Damn.
All right, Joe. And our final one here. Miami of Ohio is undefeated in basketball.
I have seen that.
They have not played anyone, obviously, like whatever. Of course, somebody had to crap all over this nice story here. And do you see who did it?
No.
Bruce Pearl, who is an analyst here for TNT. Remember, he quit. He was at Auburn. He quit right before the season. His son took over the team. Auburn's on the bubble, so that may be very, very well be why he's putting on this act here. This is one of the most pathetic things I've seen, though. He's talking about how they wouldn't be, a top half of the Big East or any of the other conferences. And it's like, dude,
we just went through this in football. I got it. Yeah,
but they're undefeated, man. Okay, you're gonna say they don't deserve it. Like, he's basically saying they don't deserve a spot in the tournament unless they win their conference tournament, which they probably will. But come on, man, really?
Yeah,
he was 29-0. And you don't think they belong in the tournament? The AD, by the way, stood up for his team here. He said, you're flat out wrong about. He said this on Twitter. When you say we'd finish last in the Big East, the disrespect is awful, and you should not be near a TV studio covering this sport when you show your true colors. Even slipped in a we when talking about Auburn. Nice work. Good for the AD, man. Standing up for his program there.
That is a great call.
But there's all these nice stories, and this should be a fun story. And you always get
it's weak when you're talking about the kid taking over the
these
team.
90-year-old curmudgeon old coaches that I don't know, man. I don't know why these people are on TV.
Hey, listen, I'm with you. We all like the underdog story.
Yeah. How are you going to – there's 64 teams getting or 68 or whatever.
Right.
I mean, come on. You're not going to let them in?
You're going back
to 30 wins, not doing it for you?
We're not very good, but we're in a really good conference. We should get, yeah, I got you.
Jeez, man. That's my rant.
All right. Well, listen, I thought it was pretty good.
Auburn should get it. Auburn how much money do you think they're spending on players over there?
We haven't heard much about them this year compared to last year.
Auburn's always paying those shady one and done guys over there.
Everybody is, Woody.
Especially them.
Everybody's
SEC teams.
Everybody's spending money now in basketball too, bud.
No, the SEC was like, we got to.
The basketball guys, the basketball guys, all telling the football guys, you got nothing on me. We got a nice little budget too. We're doing just fine for ourselves. Hey, speaking of doing just fine for yourself, Atlantic Men's Clinic, thank you. Thank you so much for helping not just me, but a lot of men out there with low T and ED. Low T doesn't sometimes get everybody's attention. ED gets your attention when you have it, and nothing's working in the bedroom, and sex drive is dead, as in nothing's working, and you're going, it's normal, it's part of life, and you're going to hell no, not me. I didn't want it. And by the way, low T could go too, man, because low T, I had no energy level. It was 2 years ago before I got on Atlantic Men's Clinic program. And I was so tired. No matter how much I slept, I was tired. And then I stopped playing tennis. I wasn't walking. I was on the couch going, I'll do it tomorrow. Eating the same amount of food. And next thing you know, you wake up at about 265 instead of 235. And you're going, uh-oh, we got a little problem here, man. I got to do something about this. I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I did on a recommendation. It's the best recommendation I've ever had because it works, man. I got the PSA test, got it all done, met with that professional staff. They put me on a program after looking at my numbers. They put you on a program for you, not me, for you. You get great results, and it happens quickly. It happens quickly. Your energy level's up. Your sex drive is back. You're enjoying your weekends. You're getting more out of your vacations. You're active again. You're not sitting around the house waiting for retirement. Hey, man, a lot of good things happening. And by the way, ED and low T happen to every man out there. Nobody beats it. ED is coming to you soon. Whether you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s, it's going to happen. And when it does, you got to make a decision. I hope it's Atlantic Men's Clinic because I got such great results. I want to share it with the world. 7 locations in South Florida, including a brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. I love those people over there. Call them today to set up that first appointment. It's the most important one. Everything's top secret. Don't worry about anybody finding out you have ED. It's normal. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. You're in for great results from great people, professionally doing it the right way at Atlantic Men's Clinic.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less than your pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who will be in Jersey tonight to play the Devils. The puck drops at 7, and the game can be heard on 560 AM. Over to Hoops and the Heat, who will host the Nets. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And yesterday, the Canes made their first appearance in the top 25, coming in at number 22 in the AP poll and 23 in the coaches poll. Miami will play at SMU tomorrow night. And of the Dolphins, who announced they were releasing offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg, and they tendered a contract to cornerback Ethan Bonner, Joe.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. 8 o'clock hour is here. We got a lot of stuff going on. Got some big games for the Panthers coming up here. Trying to jump back into this thing. 8 points back of a wild card position. And then on top of that, we have the Heat in a play-in situation and trying to get out of that and get into that 6th spot, 32-29, and got some games coming up, including tonight and Thursday against a 15-win Brooklyn team that they desperately need to win both these games. Cannot let either one of these games get away from you. And so we have that, and then we got all kinds of other stuff going on. We got the World Baseball Classic starting Friday. Netherlands and Venezuela kick that thing off at 12 o'clock, and then, bam, we got games for a few days going on there. The Miami Open, by the way, it's on deck, man. Indian Wells going strong out on the West Coast. Got to get out to see that facility at some point. That's on the list, too. I may have to head back. I said I'd never go back to Southern California unless it was a football game. But I may have to go out there to see that. And then, of course, the Miami Open's going to take off, man. And it is a great event. It is a great event, and you don't even have to be a hardcore tennis fan. And you might not know any names. It's okay. It doesn't matter because it is a big party, especially on a Friday and a Saturday. It is fun, especially that first week for me. I mean, they got that thing figured out. And so all the top players hopefully stay healthy out of Indian Wells and make their way here to the Miami Open. And we got a lot of good news we'll be telling you about next week for the tournament. But, yeah, business is good out there. So good that we didn't lose that tournament. Man, that thing left Key Biscayne. I was a little concerned. that thing might be headed to Orlando. And we're able to keep it here. So it's good stuff. Good stuff going on there. Hey, we've got all kinds of NFL news. The tag deadline is today. I think Daniel Jones, some of these guys don't get contracts worked out, they're just going to tag them, and they'll get paid whatever it is, a combination of the 4 or 5 top salaries and whatever that averages out to be. They'll get tagged on that for 1 year. But boy, the NFL, I remember back in 70s and 80s, getting into football. It was nothing like today, man. Nothing. Nothing was big. There was no combine, draft. There was no draft coverage. You just waited. There was six rounds the first day, and then 6 the second day, and but somebody just called. You had no idea what was going on. You just got a phone call, right? Stay by the phone. You got a phone number. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And then you get a call from a team, said, hey, we're gonna draft you. Then you wait, then you wait, then you wait, then you wait. And now we got cities bidding money to get these draft parties. It's incredible. So think about that. They go from the combine, which a lot of people watch, whether you did or not. There are going to be a lot of people that watch and want to know how guys did from your favorite colleges or guys you might like to be drafted to your NFL team. So they go right from that to free agency starts next week. You got the franchise tag if you think you have a guy that might get tagged. Breece Hall and Daniel Jones look like they could both get the tag here if they can't get contracts worked out. And then the workouts start up. Then the draft, which is a huge, huge party. It's just amazing. It just keeps going. It's Quarterback watch is always on to see who your quarterback's going to be. That thing has become a friggin' hot topic every day, year-round on the quarterback. Do you have one? And if you don't, do you think you might be able to get one? Is there a guy that's going to get his career going after being on 2 or 3 teams? And he's finally going to get it figured out. Is there a guy in the draft? And do you like a guy that's got experience versus a guy that's got 15 starts and that's not enough? He's going to be a project, and all these things that take place. Mini camps, and it's amazing. And they have turned in some of the offseason into the biggest events we have. I got to give them credit. I just never, ever thought football would get in this country where it is right now. Hell, now they're flag football numbers going to take off now with the Olympics and women playing flag football and putting it in the high schools and travel teams. And yeah, it's all connected to the big machine known as the National Football League. It's just amazing what they've been able to do. So saying all that, and the cap numbers are out, and it's, if you're wondering or you even care, it's over $300 million per team now. How about that? My God, crazy. And then on top of that, we got numbers on the salary cap space, which teams have the most money to be aggressive in re-signing their own guys, as well as going in free agency and hitting it hard the way the New England Patriots did last year. That really helped them with that schedule and having a quarterback get to the Super Bowl. Hell of a story. Got their butt kicked in the Super Bowl, but it's a hell of a story. It just is. 17 wins. Impressive. 14-3 and 3 playoff wins. And so in great shape there with everything. So then we've got a situation here with John Eric Sullivan cleaning this thing up, number one, trying to figure out how to take care of this debt on the cap, which was here when he got here, has nothing to do with him. His job's just to clean it up, get it fixed up, and get it solid and sound again, which it's not. We got to figure out this Tua thing. I think we all have a pretty good idea. I love everybody trying to jump the gun on this story, by the way. That might be the best part of all. There were more guys trying to predict where Tua is going to end up. Just no idea. Absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Some people still think he could end up here.
Well, they didn't wish him a happy birthday yesterday. That was official. So,
oh, they did.
Remember, we were keeping an eye
out.
Yeah.
That was a great point. Yeah.
He's gone. You don't wish the guy happy birthday. He's gone.
Yeah, he's not coming back to be your starter. If they're doing happy birthday for all the guys that.
I'm losing track of what everyone's takes are on this. Omar he should stay, right, or keep him as the backup or something.
I don't know. Omar's all over the place. I'm not sure.
I'm losing track of where everyone stands on this. I know where you stand. Yeah. You've been pretty clear.
It's time to go.
Yes, you've been very clear.
I've been very clear on a few individuals. Yes.
Is he top of your list?
Yeah.
The guy that just left, I guess he was on the top of that list too, right?
So for me, this Tua thing, and this is beaten up, and he needs a fresh start. He's right when he said it would be dope to go somewhere else. He's right. Now, I don't know, Woody, you brought this up. I have no idea who would be interested in him. I could see your point was nobody's going to be interested in him. I see what you're saying. I don't believe that because he has played a lot of football, number one. And number two, there is such a shortage of quarterbacks, man. You can't say it enough. And not just starters, but backups and veterans that go to the right team where you might have, like Atlanta's a good job. Like if you're a veteran quarterback and you're trying to get your career going, outside of needing a starting quarterback, and there are 4 or 5 teams for that. There's 3 teams I'd go to: Cleveland, Atlanta, and Minnesota. And if I was about winning and having a chance to look my best, it would be Atlanta and Minnesota. Because I think both those quarterbacks still have a question mark behind their name. I'm not saying they can't get it worked out, but either through injury or just not productive enough, we haven't seen it, right? So if Tua could get to one of those teams, if somebody liked him, I think there's some other guys that are going to be over him. I think a lot of teams are waiting on Geno Smith to see what's going to happen. And because I think a lot of them think Geno Smith can still play at a high level in his mid-30s. So I think they're waiting to see if the Raiders are going to cut him or not, or let him go if they take Mendoza and they throw him in there right away as the number 1 overall pick. But I am curious, like everybody else, man. Everybody asks me, what do you think's going to happen? I truly have no idea. I hope he's not on our team. But there's reasons for it. It's not just I don't want to have to look at his face. It has to do with you're bringing him in for what? He got benched at the end of last year. We're keeping him because of money, and then he's got to deal with that, and then you got to deal with the few people that still want Tua, and as soon as a young guy doesn't play well or it's not going well, we're going to chant Tua at all the home games. Come on. And it's just, oh, he got his money. It's good. I'm not a hater. Guy got it. He got his money. He got paid off what he did in 2023. They didn't have another choice. They didn't have a backup plan. He was the guy, and it worked. They finally caved, and they gave him the money. Good for him. He got his money. Everybody wants to get that second contract, especially quarterbacks, and he got it. He got the franchise money, but I agree with everybody else. He needs a fresh start to go someplace else and show the world that he can play if he gets that chance. He's still got some other things. I hope his arm's better. Whatever happened to his arm last year, he didn't even look close to the guy from 2023. The guy that falls down short of first downs was an embarrassment. It was. And dancing on the floor short of a first down, it almost cost you the game against the Saints because they go right back down and damn near win the game. So anyway, I don't think he's going to the Vikings because Brian Flores, the one guy. Tua doesn't rip a lot of guys. He doesn't. He's maybe he goes home to his wife and kids when he's playing video games and takes some shots. Board games. But the Brian Flores thing was pretty. That's defensive coordinator. It's a big part of what you're doing in Minnesota. That would be an awkward one.
Texas said, Omar said financially it makes sense just to keep him so that you're not losing any money unless you find a trading partner.
Yeah.
Oh. I just think keeping him here would be problematic.
Just keep him. Now if somebody gets hurt, are you going to throw him back in there to play?
No.
Or is he the third string?
Well, you don't have a quarterback at the moment.
Well, you're going to have
Dwayne Ewers.
No, but you're going to have some more guys coming in. Oh, they're going to be 4 guys here. By the time camp opens, you will have 4 quarterbacks. And I'm not saying they'll keep 4, but there'll be 4 guys in camp. There will be 4 quarterbacks. You got 2 right now, or 3 actually with Tua. Probably going to draft one. I don't know who it'll be, but you'll probably grab one of these guys. You got a lot of picks. Probably not a quarterback in the first 5 picks, first, second, and the 3 threes. But after that, everything could happen. Somebody they could trade for somebody they like that's a backup quarterback somewhere, and somebody. Listen, man, everybody likes draft picks. The more expensive players you get, the more you also need to keep more draft players. It's the cheapest way to do business, especially in the first couple years of these contracts, is by guys you draft that can come in and play for you before you have to pay them. By the way, New England's going to have to pay their dude here pretty soon too. That's right around the corner.
That's a better problem to have than we have.
No, I want to have that problem too.
Omar, by the way, wants to clarify. We went direct to the source here. He said trading him, you still lose $11.1 million. Cheapest thing is to keep him, which I'm aware nobody wants to do. He says.
Yeah. There are some people, by the way, I was looking at comments and I saw some people that are, I hope he goes somewhere where they finally put a team around him. And I'm like, Jesus, man, what Kool-Aid are you drinking?
The only good part about keeping him would just be to see your reaction week 1 if he's the starter.
Why are you always on that?
Because that would be, It'd be very funny, wouldn't it? Reaction.
I don't think it'd be funny.
For all of our YouTube people out there, like if they announce during the show that like Tua's staying and he's going to compete for the starting job, just to see your reaction would almost be worth it.
That's nice. It's real nice. It's real nice, man. That's real nice, Woody. Seriously, man.
But do you realize, like, I mean,
take.
first of all, it'd be awkward because you've said so many mean things about him.
We don't talk to each other. Doesn't matter.
Well, now you definitely won't.
Didn't before. Not a big
Someone
deal.
asked if we could trade Omar. No, we're keeping Omar. Omar's been franchise tagged.
No.
What?
We got to give him a different tag. We can't give him the franchise. You giving Omar the franchise tag?
Well, if he survives his fight.
You in that fight.
Don't think that's going away anytime soon. Come on now.
Shit, now you know what? Now you're waking up. Now you're gonna wake up the big guys just driving around in his car. You get him. He's taking his kids, probably got him out of school today, going to do a little bass fishing, and you got to start saying that.
Crowder better train, man. That's all I'm gonna say about this thing. Because Omar will be ready. He'll be ready to go. But your reaction if Tua was the starter,
what about that?
It would be fun.
It's
almost worth it. Just to see you melt down.
If they bring him back, go Quinn Ewers, man. Go get that job.
I just picture you and Bo in the stands at practice booing him.
I don't know what you want me to say, man. I have nothing against him. I just don't think.
Now that I've kind of put it out there, I'm almost rooting for it to happen now. Because we're not going to win this season anyway, so we might as well.
What are you saying?
Make you go crazy.
You're just all over the place. So what?
Of course, I want him gone. I can't stand him, but again, the trade-off here, like the reaction, like how upset you would be, might be worth it.
Not going to be upset. They can do whatever they want. What do you think? I'm actually going to be upset?
I think you would be genuinely angry
if we had that press conference
and they were like, "We're
John
Eric
ride with Sullivan stands and goes, "Hey, we have an update. We've met with Tua, and we're very excited to have him back competing for a starting job." What's wrong with you, man? Seriously.
Omar said he's heading to train right now.
He's heading to train right now?
Yeah. My fighter's ready to roll, man.
You know what?
I thought initially I was going to have to be neutral, but then everyone reminded me like how Don King, because I'm the Don King of this fight. They reminded me like how he usually sides with a guy. Like he's got his own guys. So Omar's my guy in this.
That's all right. I just want to tell you, he ain't ready for that big dog.
That's okay. We don't sweat Crowder. We're all right.
And I got to tell you, I'm not sure he plays make believe. Like Channing might get in there. The wife might have just yelled at him about something. He's just a little fired up about something. He takes it out on Omar.
I don't see it unfolding that way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. That was real.
I think Omar will survive the early rounds and his conditioning will come into play. And I actually think he has a good chance to win this thing.
I guarantee you right now, if we put Omar and Channing next to each other for some kind of conditioning thing, Channing's in much better shape.
I don't know about that, man. I told you, I saw Channing run a 40 at the college football thing, whatever that was, the Fan Fest out at the convention center. They had a 40-yard dash there. Him and Solana ran against each other.
Who won that race?
They both lost. They both ended up getting hurt.
What do you mean? They pulled the hamstring at the same time?
Solana got badly hurt, I think, doing that one.
How does Solana get hurt all the time?
He's like Giancarlo Stanton.
I've never seen a guy like he plays tennis, he gets hurt. He's out playing soccer. He's a young guy and he's always hurt.
You always use Stanton as the example, right? The guy like runs the first and he pulls his hamstring every time.
We have never seen Bo used to see him all the time. He goes, I've never seen a young guy on crutches more on the road for these football games. When he was doing the Dolphin games. He was always hurt.
And the last time you saw Crowder, I think in person, he was wheeled in. He was in wheelchairs. He broke both of his feet.
Yeah, but he was doing something crazy.
It wasn't crazy. He jumped up and down. He didn't jump off of something. He jumped off the floor.
How old Solano? Like 25?
No, he's not 25.
26?
I think he's probably in his mid-30s now. If I had to guess. He was probably 20-something when he started here like 10 years ago, so.
Time's flying.
Yeah,
Time's
time is
flying.
flying. I mean, how
Time's
old are you?
flying.
What are you, 40?
No, I'm 100 right now. Hey, we got to go to break here, Woody. I'm tired.
I just don't think you're very keyed in on this fight, man. I don't think you you have a very good feel for it. I don't think you have a good feel for it.
Yeah, you're just trying.
I've seen all these guys.
All you're trying to do.
I've seen these guys recently, and I think Omar's got a very good shot.
Okay.
I think the fight will go the
You
distance,
really
and I think
believe
he can win by decision.
I'll tell you what, then. Why don't we just have a side bet? You any amount of money you want, straight up.
I can't bet on the fight. I'm promoting it.
Oh.
That's a conflict of interest.
You just let me know. I'll take Channing no matter what situation.
I don't know. We'll see.
And if it's enough money, I'll tell Channing just going to knock him out. All right. Hey,
I bet a lunch with you, but you never pay up on those.
Hey, are
you still owe us?
First of all, you don't talk for like 2 hours. You're tired, and now you just started
you owe us. You owe us Bo's place.
Hey, Baptist Health, South Florida, man. Let's talk about that. Matter of fact, I'm not even taking you to lunch. I'm getting somebody to take your place now. You're not even going to lunch. I'm not taking you. I can't take you. Baptist Health, South Florida, I can take them every day. Boy, do I love those guys over there, man. Always injured, man, and it sure is nice to have one of the top sports medicine programs in the country. People ask me all the time, where do the pros go? Of course, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins. All trust one of the top sports medicine programs in the country that Baptist Health South Florida's put together. It's unbelievable. And you'll see them at the tennis facility, the tennis tournament coming up. They'll be there working that. They're everywhere. And what you do to be a top sports medicine program, you got to have great specialists. You have to have great facilities, great team doctors, and they do it all. Knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle specialist, hand specialist, back specialist, hip and knee replacement, Achilles. And then you go into the great facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility, and 595 in Pine Island in Plantation. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One go every day. One go every day. It's about getting you back out playing the sports you love the most. All right, Woody. Hey, let's give those tickets away. Got Heat tickets. We don't want to sit here and hold on to them. Let's go caller number 3. You know why caller number 3, Woody?
Why is that?
Because we need to hit some threes here on this couple of home games we have coming.
Loving the creativity. So here we're going to do this though because we want to give the people that listen in the different ways a chance here. So at the conclusion of this clip, we're going to play a little clip here. This is from Family Fest that they had out there on Sunday.
Yeah.
So at the conclusion of this clip, you can begin to call. If you call now, you will be automatically disqualified. Fair enough?
Yeah.
So 305-567-0560, please, at the conclusion of this clip. I'm assuming you have not heard this yet, but here you go, Joe.
Tab, what's one of your favorite fan memories at Heat Family Fest?
Oh, I think without a doubt was taking. We had a dunk tank at the time, and there was a famous radio morning talk show host named Joe Rose that I had a chance to put him via a strike right on that thing into the dunk tank, and that to me is one of my all-time favorites. Sorry, Joe. Maybe I'll come on your morning show one day, but there's been a lot of great moments, but that was one of them for me.
See, I make presidents happy. Head coach, maybe at the time. Long time since I've been in that dunk tank. I did used to do all those things. I've stopped doing all those things. The old Family Fest, yeah. All right.
Did you like that? That was cool, right?
Oh, that was cool. Yeah. So caller number 3, boy, they're lit up, ready to go right now.
Yep.
We're in good shape. All right. So speaking of that, tonight we're gonna have one of our favorites coming on here, right? Ron Rostein. Love Ron. Been a lifer here, man. Been here a long time. Obviously a really good coach for a long time. A head coach for the Heat as well as the WNBA team we had down here for a little while. So he'll join us, and we got a lot to talk about here, man, including I don't need to sell Heat fans on how important these games are and whatever it is. The two big guys playing next to each other, Bam and Khalil Ware, to finding a closer, as D. Wade was talking about. You don't have one, and you're sitting there looking, and I'm sure a couple guys didn't want to hear that, especially if you're Bam or you're Tyler. But we have not been able to hold on. Then you get a nice win, tight ball game with Phoenix Suns the other night. That's Phoenix Suns. Houston Rockets the other night. I was thinking about Phoenix, about ready to go out there. But anyway, we'll talk to Ron Rostein about everything and everything Heat coming up here at 9 o'clock. We'll have all that for you coming up there. All right, so, man, we got plenty going on. We've got World Baseball Classic. We're going to add that into the to the sports world of South Florida. We're going to have World Baseball Classic. That starts on Friday. Got 2 games. They are unbelievable atmosphere. They are so much fun. And then if that's not enough, we got right around the corner, we got the Miami Open tennis tournament at Hard Rock Stadium. Make sure you grab your tickets. Look, a lot of people do like to sit down and, and on the big courts. I like to bounce around on the outside. Now, if you're a junkie and you watch a lot of Tennis Channel, you'll see a lot, and they're all really good players now on the outside. I don't want you to think they're like high school players. These guys, these men and women are really good. So you see some great tennis on the outside. Get a little exercise in, eat a lot of food, do a little drinking, and really enjoy yourself. And that's what Miami Open is all about. And by the way, if you get a chance, especially, and I'm not targeting certain times to go, but for my wife and I, Friday and Saturday of the first week is a great time because there's a lot of tennis on the outside plus inside, but the food out there is fantastic. They got stuff set up for you, places to sit with your friends and have a few drinks and relax. It's just a different deal. It's great.
Daniel won the tickets, by the way.
Way to go, Daniel.
Daniel in Miami.
Way to go, Daniel. Good stuff, man.
You gonna be rooting for the Joker if he plays? this thing or no?
Are you just always looking for some form of controversy? I told you,
What?
I like Joker. Joker's the greatest player of all time. Joker is the greatest player. My favorite player of all time is Roger Federer, as you know.
Well, who do you root for now? Like, who do you like now?
Alcaraz and Sinner in that order.
Okay. Joker not in that order at all.
No. But I respect how good he is. I like Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the guy's 38 years old. He's getting the finals. He beat Sinner. He's won some matches. He's in the semis. He is always basically the third best player almost every time he goes out there. The problem is Alcaraz and Sinner are playing at a different level overall. Even though he got Sinner, he did not get Alcaraz. Different deal. Yeah, so they've got, and the Americans have kind of cooled off here. American men have kind of cooled off a little bit. And we'll see if they can't get one of these either on the West Coast or get one of these tournaments out here. But, yeah, man, it's good. And the tennis women are just fantastic. Love Sabalenka. I'm a Sabalenka fan. Sloane Stephens. We got a lot of good players, man. Really enjoy yourself if you're going out there for the tournament. Just it's fun. Walk around. You don't have to get dressed up. Enjoy yourself. I sound like I'm doing a promotion for Miami Open right now. Hadn't even started. All right. Hey, listen, we've got a lot more stuff to get to. We got to get caught up here. I'm always running a little bit late today. Ron Rostein going to join us at 9 o'clock. Always good getting caught up with Ron Rostein, and we'll talk to him. We've got more stuff to get to, though, like Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. I want to take a moment to tell you. Let's talk about a couple of situations you could be going through. How about credit card problems? Credit card debt consolidation is something Michael Kotze can help you out with. How about you're behind on your property taxes, HOA dues, assessments, judgments, liens you're going through, going, how am I going to get out of this? I mean, I'm in a bad situation. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Say, hey, man, how about we get some of that equity out of your home and let's get this all taken care of at a great rate and get you back where you don't have to stress out. You can't sleep at night and you're going, what the hell are we going to do? Reverse mortgage. If you are 62 or older, you and your spouse, and you got a lot of 60-year-olds got that home either paid off or damn near paid off and got a lot of equity just sitting there, you could use that money. Michael Kotze can get that done for you. First-time home buyer programs with little money down. He's got that program. Michael Kotze's doing a little bit of everything, but he's been doing it. Great service, 30 years in the business here in South Florida. Matter of fact, go to Google reviews on the web, Choice Mortgage Reviews. Find out what everybody's saying about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Debt consolidation or anything else you're going to that's got you upside down right now, let his team take care of you. Matter of fact, they can even list your home for sale for you. They do it all. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage, man. The guy's good. Works 7 days a week. It's about great service. He has no life. Call or text him 561-441-2730. It's 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change. Daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender. Great story for you this morning, man. A great story before we get to Ron Rostein at 9 o'clock. So one of my friends, I have guys my age, a little bit younger, single, went to, they got these dating apps, I guess, for older guys too. I don't know what the hell, I didn't write it down. The swiping thing, I give Jamie a hard time. By the way, Jamie looked like he landed this next date. This could be exciting. Jamie did okay on this next one. When's that? Tomorrow night, that date?
Tomorrow night.
The swiping thing. So anyway, we're sitting around having lunch. Gotta be careful. I don't want to give anything away. So we're all talking, hey, man, how's everything? And yeah, and stuff, and kids and grandkids and stuff. And you're having the stuff. And he goes, man, I'm dating thing sucks. And I go, yeah. And he said, I'm dating. I started, one of my kids set me up on this app. And I said, oh, what the hell? And there was some pretty good-looking middle-aged women on there. I go, oh, good. Wow, great, man. We're all, you root for your guys. Hey, man, this is great. Good, man, good. And went out with her, didn't look anything like the picture. Is that a common one? Didn't look anything like the picture.
You trying to get Omar going again?
No, this has nothing to do with him.
Omar so when you were gone, maybe you don't know this. I don't know if I told you this or not. Omar got catfished multiple times.
You're kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding.
Huh.
He sent me the picture. Like, he got catfished multiple times by AI photos.
Oh, man. I didn't even think about that. So anyway, he said it didn't look like her. She looked a lot older when she got there. The weight was a little bit different. She was a lot heavier. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm trying to be nice. I know we got to be nice now.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
you did that to yourself.
She's 20 or 30 pounds heavier to break it down. So said,
okay.
So he says, so now he's in a situation. He want to be rude. So, and there was no backup plan. Sometimes you hear guys say, hey, give me a call, and say, oh, shoot, something's happened at home. I got it. There was no backup. He just thought, oh, this is going to be nice. Got out in conversation and so they go out, and so he said, oh, what the hell? He didn't know. He looked around. He didn't know anybody where he was. So he just had dinner with her. So it was a nice evening. Just talked, just nothing there. Just knew right away this will be the last time. And so anyway, he can't get rid of her. Had dinner and paid for dinner and got out of there. But he said it was just, he said it was a disaster. He said he's scared to death. He said, I went back and I saw some more and they looked good. And he goes, I don't trust it. And I was like, man, I don't know anything about it. I haven't had to go to that. Hopefully I don't. But yeah, that's a tough one, man. Now everybody can make yourself basically look a lot different, make yourself look skinnier too. Jamie, is that the...
Yeah, I had a buddy recently that showed me this girl that he matched with, and you could see, like, in the bottom left corner of one of her pictures, it said like Beauty Max or something like that. And we looked up what it was, and it's an AI generated thing that makes your pictures look better. So, I mean, she's got to do a better job taking that watermark off of it, because we saw right through it. But I don't know what's going on with your boy and Omar, because obviously they're getting catfished out here. I haven't had any problems with it so far.
Yeah.
So, knock on wood.
That's why, honestly, I told the guy, and I don't mind telling you what I told him. So we're talking. He goes, man, what a terrible experience. We're laughing. We're having a joke about it. And, you can laugh about it, guys. Listen, the guys I hang with, you can bust their chops pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, hey, man, you just got to go old school, brother. You know what old school is. I said, he goes, Joe, last thing I want to do is go on a Friday or Saturday night. And we named 4 or 5. One of them's a lobster bar. Used to be legendary in Las Olas for women between 50 and 70 lining up, just waiting for some guy to walk through that door to attack them. Literally, aggressively attack them. You going to buy me a drink? I'll buy you a drink. I mean, and there's 3 or 4 places that are well known for our age group that you can go to. I can't speak for Dade County. I'm sure Dade County's got places for guys that want to stay in their own lane as far as dating. But he goes, I just don't want to go through. I go, man, why? Just go out. Just run out there. At least you can see what they look like. You buy them a drink. You can see if you like them or not right off the bat. If they rub you the wrong way, if they're too aggressive, you don't like it. I mean, kind of bounce from side to side of these women going around the bar. I don't know.
No, it's tough out there, man.
It's tough out there.
Omar hit me with that last week. I didn't know that was happening.
Yeah.
That's tough.
But Omar's group, they're falling in love quickly with him. And they want basically to forget he's got a daughter and like get a babysitter. Let's go do something. He's like, no, I love my daughter. You go get somebody else to babysit you. So I respected that when Omar was doing that. But I got to tell you, man, you know how this thing works. I'm trying not to get in trouble today, and I'm about ready to get in trouble. But as soon as you sleep with somebody, it changes the relationship. Would you agree? It's one thing you date. Jamie, you can't answer that because you've been the same girl since you're 10.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jamie, you admit things change a little bit once you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And what are we doing next and things, and then,
Yeah, that's when things get hairy.
Yeah.
So much for being a kid's show.
Oh, it's 8:51. The kids are in school.
Hopefully.
Come on, man.
Speaking of all this, Omar is banned from all those sites the next few months because women weaken legs. Right?
Oh, God.
So,
don't worry
how that
about
goes, bro.
Hey, I got to tell you, Omar.
We're going with the full Rocky approach here.
Omar is one of the great survivors. Whether you like him or not, and you're listening right, Omar is one of the great survivors, man. He is.
What does that mean?
He bounces right back. A guy will jump in his face or get after him, and he's not affected. Girls get in his face, and I'm not going to see you anymore. He just bounces. He's good. You can't kill him. He's a cockroach, man. He just keeps back. He keeps coming back.
He'll end up fighting you when this is all said and done.
I'm paying him a compliment.
That's how you compliment someone? You called him a cockroach.
Well, I didn't mean cockroach. I meant like he's one of the great. He bounces back.
That's a compliment these days?
Like somebody's going at him.
Jeez.
I was at camp one day, and big defensive tackle that went to the Bills was just letting them have it. He not even phased. Like, good for Omar.
Maybe he goes home and cries.
You go home and cry.
You never know, man.
You go home and cry. You don't want to
maybe
cry. I'll tell you
right
what.
now I need his focus on one thing.
Yeah, what?
On Crowder.
Jeez.
All right, no dating apps, none of this crap right now.
He can't help.
Focus.
First of all, he can't help himself on those dating apps.
We stopped texting because he's in training.
There is no way he's given up on apps. No way.
Well,
Omar lives on those
a few
apps.
More times, you never know.
All right, Woody, we're going to try to track down. Is this Ron thing pretty solid? You feel pretty good about tracking Ron down?
50-50.
All right.
Maybe 46.
We're going to try to get him here. But we got some big games, man. 6-7 at home. Tuesday and tonight and Thursday against this Brooklyn team's got 15 wins. You got to win. I don't care who closes. I don't care who starts. You just got to win these games. I don't care if Bam likes who he's playing with and doesn't like him. He wants a sidekick, Khalil Ware, and Spo says no. I just want to win the games. Just win these games because I'm with them, man. Let's get out of that 7 and 8 spot, the play-in. Let's get out of the play-in world that we've been in here for a few years. Let's get back and see if we can't make this thing interesting, sitting in a 5 or 6 spot, which aren't that many games away if you just get hot here. Right now, I want to talk to you about something else, though. I want to talk to you about Chill Zone air conditioning. Yep. You ready for a change? Well, you should be, because I'm going to tell you about the president who's been around for a while. Melissa De Verona is fantastic. You're going to love her. She answers the phone. She sends her crews out, and you're dealing right with the top. There's no secrets. There's no surprises. Listen, let's be honest. Air conditioning business gets a bad rap. It can be downright dirty sometimes. Everybody knows that. People are late. People tell you one thing, you find out another. They tell you need a new air conditioning unit. You find out you just need a piece for the one you have, which would be a lot cheaper. All of a sudden, you're looking at air conditioning units, and you can't figure out why this one's 3,000 or 4,000 more than it should be, and all those things. You're not going to deal with that at all with Chill Zone. That's just not the way she does business, man. Family owned and operated with great service, with the same people working with her, covering all of South Florida for years now. I think you're going to like the way Chill Zone Air Conditioning works. You're going to love talking to her, getting all the information. She'll give it to you straight, serving Dade and Broward and ready to go for you, man. I'm telling you right now, installations, repairs, duct cleaning, or anything else, you'll get great service. You'll be happy. Call 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here in the morning on 104.3 WQAM. It's chillzoneac.com if you want to learn more about them. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. If you're ready to make a change and not happy where you are right now and looking for a new air conditioning company as it starts to get hot again, I think you're going to be real happy with Chill Zone Air Conditioning.
At Doral Kia, visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with the Panthers, who will be in Jersey tonight to play the Devils. The puck drops at 7, and the game can be heard on 560 AM. Over to Hoops, and the Heat will host the Nets. Tip-off is at 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And yesterday, the Canes made their first appearance in the top 25, coming in at 22 in the AP poll and 23 in the coaches poll. Miami will play at SMU tomorrow night. And of the Dolphins, who announced they are releasing offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg, and they tendered a contract to cornerback Ethan Bonner. Joe, I'll toss it back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. So we can't get a hold of Ron. It's going right to this has happened before. I think this happened a few times last year too, didn't it, Woody? If the Ron Rostein trying to track Ron down. He's old school to say, yeah. Anyway, all right. Very old school, as in impossible to get a hold of. All right, we're
working out. We'll get him.
All right, hey, listen, we've got a lot of news though to get to here this morning. So the Miami Heat sitting there at 32-29 in that 8 spot, which they know very well over the last few years. We got Bam coming out. I'll tell you what, this is about as good as it gets this week. UD and D Wade on national TV doing their shows and talking about the Heat don't have a closer and Bam and Bam's comes out and Bam's been pretty strong as a leader of the team, saying, "Hey man, we're better than this play-in. We're a better team than this play-in thing that we keep messing around with. We just need to start playing like we did the other night against Houston. We got to put these games together." And so now, of course, you got D Wade, coming out as one of the great closers, the greatest closer in the history of the Miami Heat, saying, "Hey, you don't have a closer. You don't have a closer. You guys don't know how to finish games." And so, Tyler Herro's on, and he's got to hear the whole thing. So it's been a little crazy. But they got 6 or 7 at home, man, and they got Brooklyn the next 2, and they got 15 wins. And you've got to beat them. I don't care who plays. I don't care what lineup they go with. You got to beat Brooklyn twice to get to 500 and start to dance your way out of that 8th and 7th spots. Hey, right now, guess who's going to join us? Always nice to have him, and it's been a while. Ron Rostein, Heat Studio Analyst for FanDuel Sports Network. Former head coach, one of the great defensive coordinators in the history of the NBA. I'm just pumping you up this morning, Ron. How you doing?
Well, don't stop. Keep going.
Got a great wife. The family loves them. Just one of the great lovers of all time. Ron's the guy, man.
Oh, boy. How are you, Joe?
Hey, Ron, I'm doing great, man. It was I had to have you on here because this team's got 2 personalities. And they beat good teams. Sometimes they'll beat OKC. They take care of a really good Houston team the other night. They beat New York a few times, and then they'll lose games that they just flat out should not lose. And I just think they're at a crucial period right now. And I wanted to ask you, Bam and D Wade and those guys kind of going at, how important is a closer to have that one guy that can close the game out and get you points at the end of the game?
It's always been super important. Look, I remember when Chicago was in their heyday, the Bulls, and they were winning 6 out of 8. And I can remember them claiming that the reason they won so much was the triangle offense. Well, they're the only team that ever tried the triangle offense in the NBA and it never worked. And it's because the one guy, because at the end of the shot clock, they gave that guy the ball. It's like having the football teams win without a guy that can throw the ball consistently.
No.
Okay.
Got to have him.
You've got to have that one guy because he makes everybody more comfortable. He's willing to take on the big play, the big moment. He's never afraid of it. And the really, really great ones, they're invaluable. They just are.
So I got to ask you, if we really had that guy, and I don't want to take away from Jimmy Butler, even though I'm not a huge fan of Jimmy Butler the way it ended, But D-Wade to me was what the guy that was talking about this and telling Bam, you guys don't have a closer. You're talking about the greatest closer in the history probably of this franchise, right? D-Wade?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. That's hands down. And no disrespect to LeBron, who also could close, but
that's true.
Dwayne was a different breed of cat. He just was. Some guys just have that DNA. They're just born with it. You know, I've seen guys who aren't really. I coached a guy years ago who was a terrible practice player, had terrible habits, but at the end of the game, he wanted the ball. He was not afraid of the moment, and he succeeded quite often. It's just something that's inbred.
Let me ask you this next one. The Bam Khalil Ware. I know you've heard it from everybody. Fans have picked up on everybody. Bam is now coming out to Spo and saying, I want to play with Khalil Ware. We can play together. It helps me offensively. I got more energy to be better offensively. What do you think of that combo? Do you think we're going to see more of it? I know 28 minutes the other night. Khalil Ware got more consistent minutes the other night. You think we'll see more of that over these next 21 games?
Yeah, I think it's a strong possibility. Look, Spo is going to put out what he believes is the best possible lineup to give us a chance to win, and that's a head coach's responsibility. But if you see something that's working, I haven't very often over the last 18 years seen Spo go and wait for something that's working and helps him win.
Yeah,
he's a little smarter than that.
No. And by the way, I agree. It's so anytime we go on here, we start second guessing him that he's tough on centers. If he doesn't see it, he's too quick to pull out Khalil Ware. I always step back and go, I'm sitting here talking about a guy that's one of the best coaches in the NBA, and I sound probably like a dumbass, but as a fan, you feel that way sometimes. I want Khalil Ware to build up his confidence and get the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes I think Spo's got a little old school in him when it comes to that. Nope, you're not doing it the right way. Come here. Come sit next to me. You feel he does that sometimes?
Well, I think every coach does that at some point. Okay. See, here's the thing that media people and fans don't understand. They don't understand the complexities of what you're trying to do. And when you're trying to build a team and you're trying to hold people accountable to do what's required within what your team is doing.
Right.
If you reward lackadaisical or mistake plays because somebody else wants you to, you're doing a terrible job as a coach.
Gotcha.
That's, coaches, we rally together, Joe. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. I get that everybody wants them to, to play harder, play smarter. It's got effort, obviously, has always been number one with the Miami Heat. That's part of why this defense works, is because you get after it defensively, and I get it. And so that has been part of this thing. Hey, I know I saw a great article recently, it might have been today or yesterday, about the zone defense, and Spo runs it as much as anybody. Talk about the zone defense, and I don't get technical because then I'll never have you on again. But I'm going to get banned from having you on here, I should say. But just talk a little bit about the zone defense and what Spo does so well within it, because he said something in the article I thought was really interesting. I used to think the zone was to give some guys a little bit of a rest, just kind of go to a certain area. And he goes, no, you burn even more calories because you got to work hard at it. And that surprised me a little bit.
Well, it's not a pure zone. That's the first thing. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because there are man-to-man principles involved. It's a little bit more complicated than that. But it's a zone defense. Basically, you throw it at the other team to break their rhythm. Because most teams are going to change what they do offensively. Okay. And sometimes that simple thing breaks whatever rhythm they have going, and all of a sudden they're missing a lot of shots. The tough part about being in the zone defense is rebounding, because you got to find somebody to block out when the shot goes up. You're not necessarily with somebody. So when the shot goes up, you got to find even the guards, because in today's NBA, teams are crashing the boards from the perimeter more than ever before. And offensive rebounding has become a real weapon. For many, many years, offensive rebounding was a secondary thing for a lot of teams and a lot of people. They wanted people back to protect the backcourt and can be set up in their transition defense. But that dynamic has changed dramatically in, I'd say, the last 4 or 5 years. So you've got that going. But basically, your zone defense is something that a coach will go to throw something that'll give a different look.
Yeah.
If a particular play is hurting you and you can't defend it, you've tried 1 or 2 different things, you go to the zone, and all of a sudden, watch what happens. I'm going to give you one technical thing, and this has been true for years and years and years. If all of a sudden the other team comes down, the guy picks up his dribble, puts the ball over his head, because there's nobody up pressuring man-to-man. So he puts the ball over his head, and now he's looking to where does he want to pass the ball. To me, once they do that, the zone's going to work for a while.
Right. Ron, I got to tell you, I love it because I think Spo, when he's done through the years, he's put that zone, and we've had teams that were smoking hot, and all of a sudden they go ice cold and act like they'd never seen it before. I'm with you. I compliment him on that part, on at times how good it looks. Hey, it's always interesting, though, when we get this really young team with all these young first-round picks that we have and trying to develop them and trying to get them in the rotation. And, you know, one thing that's frustrating right now, we seem to have a lot of guys always hurt. And Jovic is going through it. Tyler Hero's been hurt a lot. I know it's part of the game. Do you feel like we're seeing more injuries now than ever in the game, Ron?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, look, there's a lot of different theories and whys why this is happening. I'm not sure any one of them is 100% on the money. But yeah, and you know, look, there's more technology involved. Okay. The other thing is, listen, let's be honest, there's more money involved.
True.
Changes things.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what business you're in. More money involved, more people involved, it changes things. Not necessarily for the good.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, and when you said that, you could have been talking honestly about football just as much as basketball, because I feel the same way that certain guys are calling their agents and going, I'm not 100%. I don't want to embarrass myself. I could play, but guy I'm going to be playing against, I'm going to need a couple more days. And the doctors will go, hey, we think you can play and not injure yourself. So I think it's a different time compared to the old days where, xylocaine and let's go. Hell, I'll be just fine. Here, just numb this little part a little bit. Let's go ahead and play, you know? So times have changed. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad for the game, but I think guys want to be as close to 100% when they play, and I don't think it was like that. Ron, when you first jumped in the NBA, I think a lot of guys played hurt. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but yes, I do. It's look, things have changed. Times have changed. The other thing is you have so much media attention and social media going on.
Right.
These guys are human beings. They read and they hear. And some of them don't take well to criticism. They get hurt.
Agree.
And, you know, in the back of their mind, they see, I better be 100%. I don't want to hear that garbage. I don't want to deal with that. You know, I want to be healthy.
Yeah.
So you got some of that. It's a little bit complicated.
You know,
it's not that easy to. I've heard the thing about the game is more wide open. Guys run more. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what we don't do though? We don't practice that much anymore.
It's true.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, what do you mean? Well, you got to condition your body with what you do when you're doing it 100% live in a game. I'm not so sure we do that as well anymore.
Well, you just said football again right there. The camps are completely different than they used to be when Shula and those guys were going hard and said, this is the way you're going to play. And I always felt like there might be something to that, although I'm sure the players would disagree and say we need rest, not to be full speed and practice like we're going to do in games. So I don't have the answers. I know a lot of guys are going to school. We got that thing called sports science now, and We got analytics for everything possible. So you're right, it changed. Hey, how you doing with the 3-point shot? Too many of them? You like what's going on, Ron? I'm curious.
I like balance, Joe. I think 3-point shot is a huge part of the game. And I think it's the reason why you see so many different scores. Teams getting blown out on some nights. Usually when a team if you see a good team get a loss,
yeah,
and they're having a bad night, quite often just go check their 3-point shooting.
First thing I do.
I mean,
first thing.
You know, it's not the only thing, but you have to remember, most teams today, out of 100 shots, okay, let's use 100 possessions or 100 shots.
Yeah.
Most teams today are averaging, I think the NBA average for 3-point shots is like 36, 37, maybe somewhere around there. Okay. Attempts.
Wow.
That makes attempts.
Yeah. No, of course.
You're close to 40% of your shots. Close to 40% of your shots are the lowest percentage shot you're going to take. If you compare it to at the rim,
right,
in the paint, and mid-range. But because of analytics, it gets more value.
Right.
Okay. So you've got all of that going on. And so if your lowest percentage shot, if you're a good 3-point shooting team and you're making 14 or 15 or 13 out of 36, 37, and you're shooting in the high 30s, that's considered in the NBA a good 3-point shooting team or a good 3-point shooter. Okay? Think of how many shots you're missing.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
Well, so what happens now is that's why you're seeing so many more offensive crashing of the boards, number one. You see a lot more long rebounds. The longer the shot, technically they'll tell you that the chances are it's going to be a longer rebound. And it has changed a lot of the thinking and the way the game is played. And some people like it. I like balance. I think you got to make your threes, but I think if you shoot too many, but I don't think unless you're a really good 3-point shooting team. I look at some of the teams that come in and I look at their 3-point shooting. I look at their record. I look at their 3-point attempts and I look at their 3-point percentage. 99 out of 100. If it's a team with a bad record, they shoot too many threes and the percentage is too low.
Right.
I mean, why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you do that?
Right.
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but we can't get into it here. But anyhow,
hey Ron,
I like the 3-point shot, but I want my points in the paint. I want to get to the foul line and stop the game so I can set my defense. I want a defensive rebound. See, nobody talks a lot about that, but so important. You don't have to be a good offensive rebounding team. You want to win, you need to defensive rebound. You need to be in the top 5 or 10 in percentage of rebounds are available defensively where you can complete your defensive sequence.
I got to tell you, this is strong stuff. I'm going to get you out of Tony Fiorentino, one of his camps, so these kids can hear this stuff, man. That's good stuff. Ron, it's great having you, brother. Really appreciate you spending some time with us. We didn't get in trouble. I think we're good to go, and I appreciate you coming on.
You know, Joe, I've been very, very down. You haven't called me for a while. I feel like
we got to do it more. You know what? I'm going to do it more. I just don't want to get anybody in trouble. And damn it, if I don't get you in trouble, Ron, and I don't want to do that, man. I get my mouth in trouble all the time. I got in a little trouble here at the radio station. They didn't hit the button in time, and I got in a little trouble. So I got written up here. So I've been pretty good. I'm doing all right. Ron, thank you. Joe. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
You take care.
Ron Rostein, Heat Studio Analyst for FanDuel Sports Network. I love him. Just absolutely love Ron. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Rostein, old school, man. Just all the old school guys don't like all the 3-point shots, Woody, as you probably know, and like to see things balanced up a little bit. And
yeah, I've heard from Bo.
Oh, Bo.
Not a fan of the current NBA.
No, Bo. Oh my God, don't get Bo going. Jeez, don't do that to.
I always look forward to Thursdays.
The big guy.
I'm gonna find out if he wished Tua a happy birthday.
You're just. Why are you so wrapped up in Tua's birthday yesterday?
That was a big deal.
You were his neighbor?
It was a very telling situation that they didn't, wish him a happy birthday on the official account. That means he's off the team, essentially.
Did you really pay attention to that yesterday? Did you really go and look at the website to see MiamiDolphins.com and all the social media stuff the Dolphins send out every day? It's a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And you look, and you're telling me there was nothing on Tua yesterday. Happy birthday, Tua. Have a great offseason, my man. See you soon.
It's because he's off the team.
Not off the team. Still under contract.
They wish you a happy birthday on there.
They should be very, very nice if they did. It'd be very nice.
It's definitely not on there. I'm double checking. It's not on there.
Is that
a lot of stuff about the DCC?
By the way, is that
they announced throwing Eichenberg off the team?
Is that where you are, like, just looking for, like, with everything going on right now? That's where you were, is just to see if they wish Tua a happy birthday. I just want to see, is that where you were?
You watched golf in an arena last night.
I did not watch that. I told you I didn't watch it. Now you're just putting words in my mouth. I didn't say it. No. There was a lot of stuff going on last night.
Listen, you watched some very questionable stuff. And if you must know, yes, while I was watching wrestling last night, I was perusing social media to see.
Right.
So, yeah, that's where my life is at.
There you go. All right. Now we're getting to it. Hey, Charles Davis, who just spent a week with NFL Network at the Combine, is going to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the Miami Hurricanes and talk about the Combine in general, and the speed at that thing was unbelievable. Some of the strong positions as well. We'll have that with Charles Davis coming up next. Stay with us.